All right, welcome back to the channel, man. We got a packed house today in OG Boxing Talk. Hope everything is going well with people. We got special guest today, the Punch Junkie, Junior the Truth, in the building. What's good, Junior? You're on mute.
I'm not used to doing it from this side, man. Good morning, good morning. What's going on, family? Salute, man. Hey, man. I'm excited to be in here with the OGs before my wife made me go back to church.
That's what's up. Let them know how to get. I'm sorry, I got caught up. Let them know how to get you, man. I know they already should. Everybody should know.
Man, these motherfuckers know. Hey, man, y'all can follow me everywhere via social media. I can be found with the handle Junior the Truth, JUNIORTHETRUTH, over all your social media platforms. Also, man, you can subscribe to the channel, Junior the Truth. Also, come over and join me weekdays, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, man, for the Punch Junkie Morning Show, presented by yours truly, Junior the Truth.
Yes, sir, man. And also, did you say something? Did you? I might have missed it, man. You say something about Smoke City Mobcast?
I did not. Wednesdays, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch us in the Smoke City Mobcast, man. That is the podcast for the entire LDBC. And once again, Wednesdays, 9:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The show streams live exclusively via the Smoke City Mobcast YouTube channel, as well as the LDBC mobile app, man. So check us out and download the mobile app if you haven't done so, man. Do that expeditiously.
Yes, sir. Drew Tyson, let them know what's going on with you, man. Welcome back again, the regular.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Good morning, family. I am Drew Tyson, Bronx on deck. You can find me right here on OG Boxing Talk every Sunday. You can find me later on today, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, LDBC Strong. Discussing some health topics today and a little bit of boxing. And I do a pop-up stream every now and again. No time in particular. I'll be discussing the business of boxing with past trainers and past fighters. And we just keep it pushing, keep you guys informed, keep you guys educated on the business of boxing behind the scenes. Follow me on Instagram too.
All right, Cali Enigma. Let them know what's the deal.
Oh man, you can follow me on the Cali Enigma on Sports Entertainment. Well, just follow me on as the Cali Enigma. That's the best way to find me. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You know what I'm saying? And YouTube. You'll see me on all four. Man, just staying laid back, man. Laid back. It's Sunday, man. Tomorrow I got to go back to work, but I'm already prepared to go, man.
Go back to where?
To work, man. I got to go back to work tomorrow. But hell, it ain't like work is so easy nowadays. You ain't doing nothing the whole time there. So most of the time, except for when we first started to prepare for everyone to come back, which didn't end up happening. We had to get the thermal scans, and when I had to work that overtime and start preparing and testing for the thermal scans.
So you're going back, but you are going back to work tomorrow.
Oh, I mean, I've been working, man. It ain't been much of work lately. It ain't been much of work. We getting paid to do nothing. I like it.
Yeah, it works. All right, so I'm me. Catch me here. Catch me on Twitter. So all right, man. Let's go down let's go down the roll call real quick. Say what's up to the members. Thank you guys for support. Who got the yellow and green dots and the blue wrenches. Shout out to all y'all. Shout out to everybody. There's Felix Nunez in that super chat said Junior the Truth on OG Boxing Talk. Epic stuff, man. The nigga, he should have been out here. He faking. Dog, I don't know if Junior the Truth gonna bite his tongue on me today. I'm gonna mess with Junior a little bit. Junior should have been on OG Boxing Talk. What are you, about 49?
Junior, the youngest one on the panel, man.
Junior about 49.
Man, nigga, I came on here to bless y'all with some of this childhood exuberance, man. I wanted to get it a little bit younger up in here, man. Y'all old in here.
Hey, you the baby on the panel, bro.
Falling asleep, blood, got the old smoker's cough. Man, what the hell? I came on here to bless y'all with some of this exuberance.
He the youngest one on the panel right now. For real, I got Junior by a few months.
And Drew Tyson found the youth. That nigga 72.
All right, man. Let's cut into it, man. We're gonna talk. Oh, hey, please. I'm just got it because I know this is an LDBC channel chat and all that. So, dog, don't bring no confusion to OG Boxing Talk today. Okay, don't bring no confusion. Don't want no hithers and thithers. None of that shit today over here. Okay, we talking boxing today. We may be talking some shit, but we ain't talking none of that stuff today, dog. So
don't bring it here. Don't bring it here.
Yeah, please keep that on somewhere else.
Hey, hold on, man. Hold on, Callie. I got the speech. I got the speech, Callie. Hey, so don't do the shit, okay? So I'm not gonna kick you out, but let's keep reserve that all that shit for something else, Doug. All right, so let's start with Callie Enigma. Mike Tyson is making a return to the sport of boxing. Are you excited?
Is it going to be boxing? I heard it was bare knuckle, I guess. It was bare knuckle boxing. Is he actually coming to boxing or bare knuckle boxing? Or is he doing both?
He ain't doing
That's
shit.
the question.
But he's talking about doing a lot. You think if he's coming back to boxing, man, you think Mike Tyson can be you think he can be a top 100 heavyweight?
Nah, man, this dude is bottom barrel.
Top 20 heavyweight?
Nah, he's bottom barrel. He's like the bottom of the barrel. I hate to say this, but somewhat, well, I don't care about it. He's been bug dancing anyway, so he pretty much moves the bum status at this point. I mean, Mike Tyson can't beat anybody probably in the top 80. You saw some of the last two dudes that he lost to, that tells you everything you need to know right there. Mike Tyson doesn't need to be coming back and fighting anybody. It's one thing to be hitting mitts. It's another thing to actually have to get in there and try to have the reflexes to make someone make someone miss. I don't think he's going to be able to make anyone miss, and I doubt he'll be able to make it past the first round without fatiguing. I don't care what kind of shape he gets in. We're talking about about 53, 55-year-old man. There's just no way in the world that Mike Tyson's going to be competitive. I can't see too many guys he can beat. Even Chaz Witherspoon off the couch beats him. Berman Stavern, who may weigh 370 pounds right now, I think he'll get off the couch and beat him. I don't see Mike Tyson. I don't think Mike Tyson can beat Shannon Briggs. I think Shannon Briggs destroys Mike Tyson if they fight. I don't see any really good fight for him out there unless you go pull out some fat guy from Tough Guy fighting, which it may be competitive at this point in Mike Tyson's career. I can't see Mike Tyson beating anybody, man. I think it's a shame. It's pretty sad that if he has to come back, it may not be a choice. He may not have a choice. Maybe he needs it for financial reasons. I thought maybe the podcast is not paying as well. That's the only thing I could think of because there's no reason for this dude to even want to come back. I mean, this late? Really? Dude, you're mid-50s? Why would you want to come back, man? There's no chance you could win. What was it, the last boxer that came back? I think it was Razor Ruddock came back, about 3 years ago or something like that and got knocked out. I mean, come on, man. It's not going to work out for you. Roy Jones Jr. was getting beat up and knocked out by nobodies a couple years ago, man. It's not worth it, man. The only thing I see for Tyson is a headache, man. Potentially dying in the ring at that old age. He can't beat anybody, not even mediocre fighters. Man, fighters that we would consider to be bum level dudes, he would get stretched by. It's not the same guy. You don't have the same reflexes, not the same speed. Everything's you're gonna be super rusty. I don't care how much training you put in. You could train to get in shape, but to train to fight, it's dumb. I always say the same thing as Sugar Ray Leonard, who's been training the entire time. It tries to get in the ring. The same thing's gonna happen to him. He's gonna get stretched. I wouldn't be surprised. I can't see Mike Tyson make it out of the first round against anybody with any kind of pop. That's what I see, man. I see him get knocked out, man.
Oh yeah, I can't imagine. I'll tell you why I think he's going to come back, though. I think he's going to come back. I think there's the charity talk. I know that somebody put in the comment section that it's for charity. Yeah, I mean, seriously speaking, it's going to be for charity, or it's going to be just some whatever type of thing. But I think that the reason he's doing it is related to him marketing his weed stuff, because I think he's done a really good job. More of all of the Mike Tyson, I think, is an underrated businessman. Like, for what he did, I don't know if you guys remember, and I'm gonna pass it to Junior after that. After I get the super chat. By the way, Ty Joyner, the super chat, it's just funny. YouTube is funny. There's a lot of traffic on YouTube right now. So more than likely, if you can't do the super chat, it's related to that. If you want to, you can always go to the Cash App. It's not. I really appreciate super chats, but it's not necessary to get your comment read. Just make sure you put like Fanon in all caps. Right? That way, I know for sure it has a better chance of crossing my eye, and I'll read your comment. But we read comments straight off the cuff. You don't have to do a super chat to get your comment read. But But the super chat is it's appreciated. See, Omega Red, it worked for Omega Red. He said, making sure it works. Thank you, sir. Much love in that super chat. TJ Joyner said, oh yeah, your super chat did pull off that time. He said Mayweather was the best welterweight ever, but I don't agree with the other stuff he represent. Salute. We'll move on. We'll move to that. Ooh, that's gonna be tough. I don't know who y'all got. And look at Junior the Truth. We know his answer right away. He think it's Aaron Pryor because he's from Ohio, even though his ass ain't now. Junior, and Ohio is the shit though. I will tell you, dude. Ever since you started me paying attention to Ohio, dude, Ohio is one of the top areas for boxing in the country. I mean, you pouring them out of that state over the last 10 years or so. So with that in mind, Junior the Truth, what you think about Mike Tyson?
Hey man, I think just what you said. I think this is a move to promote his business. I think this is a promotional tour for his weed. You know what I mean? And if he can get in shape and come back and perform and compete at a high level, not the level that he was, but at a high level, then I think they're thinking that it'll have an impact on his sales. Unfortunately, man, I've been looking at Mike Tyson in this whole situation, and I think he's in crisis, man, to be honest with you. With the podcast, with him getting high on the microphone and and just the way he talks, a lot of his just his mannerisms, man, and just the way he kind of flips and he giggle, then he goes to dark places, and then he talks serious, then he talks very introspective, and then it's back to the giggle and slurring words, and you know what I mean? And I really, truly, honestly don't think it's a good look. As far as the business setup, I'm not sure how much of the business setup is actually him being in the driver's seat or him being drug along. And for now, this better than anybody. It's motherfuckers get beat up with that pencil, man. Motherfuckers get they whipped with that pencil. And so, I really don't know. We don't know the logistics of the business. So I'm not sure if it's, if how much of it he's in control of. So I have absolutely no idea. We've seen him go out on stage and do his show, which, you know what I mean, a lot of people viewed as just kind of a minstrel situation. I just don't like it, man. I feel Mike Tyson's wheelhouse would be in helping fighters, man. I would love to see Mike Tyson in a situation like Hakeem Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon has his big ass ranch down in Texas. He has a hangar for the official size basketball court, and people go and see him like they're going to see Yoda. You understand what I'm saying? Like the Jedis are going to see Yoda. They go and see him to get instruction on post play. You understand what I'm saying? And they go work with the Dream. I would love to see Mike Tyson in a situation like that. You see him when he's actually talking to boxers, or he's actually talking the mechanics of fighting. You see him in a happy place. I see him in a happy place. You know what I'm saying? I see him, he's telling fighters like, "How you got to do this? You know what I mean?" And I think he would be excellent at that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not so sure about a trainer because I have my thoughts on how the great fighters aren't really the best trainers. So I have my thoughts on that. But as far as somebody,
what are your thoughts on that, man?
I think it's just like all athletes. I don't think the great athletes, like the actual great athletes, the Hall of Famers, the GOATs, they don't make good coaches, because a lot of the a great deal of that, they've been blessed with natural ability. You understand what I'm saying? And so it's very, very hard to coach your natural ability, and that makes it damn near impossible for them to be successful as coaches. I feel when you look at some of the GOATs that are some of the Hall of Famers that have tried to coach, when you're talking basketball and boxing and so on and so forth, the shit don't pan out. You know what I'm saying? I think that the best trainers really truly make fighters that are or were fighters that were journeymen. When you look at like Bo Mack, I think he's an awesome trainer. You know what I'm saying? You look at Derrick James, he's an awesome trainer. The Mayweather's Big Floyd he was a journeyman as a fighter, or he didn't have an extensively great career. Roger did. I think Roger is an anomaly only because he's been working with his nephew forever, and that's the only person I ever seen him train. But I think the great fighters or the great athletes have a hard time being coaches, and I think that Mike Tyson would be someone that would be excellent at coming in and helping, but not a full-time trainer. But this shit that's going on now, man, I just look at it as, I just hope it doesn't end in a train wreck, man, honestly speaking.
Oh, that shit's going to end in a train wreck. My thing is, I mean, just as far as the business, the way that he would run the business, I mean, obviously he's going to be drug alone. You know what I mean? So because I mean, with somebody like it's tough for Mike because Mike is Mike. You know what I mean? Like he is a brand in and of himself, right? So the fact that he can go to like he's the type of dude that they never shouldn't ever starve. You know what I mean? Like he's the type of dude that if you went to an autograph signing, you know, $500 an autograph, just poop, 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 poop. He should be able to, you know. So, but he's not a businessman. Most of these guys are not, you know. Number one, they're not businessmen, regardless of whether or not they have a formal education or not, right? Because you got a lot of dudes that don't have formal education, but they think money. You know what I mean? They think effort. And return on the investment of their money and their time, and they organize things and get stuff, you know, situated. You know, Mike's not going to be that type of dude, man. You know what I mean? He's just that's not him. So he's going to need somebody around him to push those things. Where his ass would get stung is, and where I would like, because you know that's shit, fucking dude. That's what the fuck I do. You look at how you can stick. Like I look to see how I can sting people. You know what I mean? And what somebody's doing to sting you. If he has a good relationship with somebody right off the bat that he can trust, like a good attorney that he believes in and he trusts, then it's going to be really hard to pull the wool over his eyes. But if he's just a really bad judge of character and he gets in there with somebody that is like that, then he's almost defenseless because he has to rely on other people to tell him what these larger deals are. It's not like, you know, he's, you know, flipping something that's quick. You know what I mean? Like, you know your you selling fucking hamburgers out of a truck, which you can make good money on. You know how much money you paying for, you know how much you paying for the hamburgers, you know how much you paying for the gas, you know how much you got to do. You can account for all that stuff. But once it starts getting big and you start dealing with like my understanding of the amount of weed that he is, you know, selling out in Las Vegas, and he's scheduling shows and he's doing video production, you know, he can't do it. It's not possible for him to do all that shit. So I know unless he has somebody he really trusts that's helping him, yeah, he probably could. And I wouldn't be surprised if motherfuckers was doing him like that to keep him working. You know what I mean? Like, fuck that. If we give Mike too much fucking money, you know. Anyway, I get what your point on that is, man. And it's scary. And yeah, now when you say that you think he's going through something, do you mean he's going through like a psychotic episode, or do you believe that he's like, or do you suspect that he's just like maybe his mind is winding down from all the years of the abuse?
No, I think Mike has tremendous issues that, you know what I mean? I'm not sure how much he's actually worked through, and he's had a lot of trauma, man. He's had a lot of traumatic experiences in his life, man. You know what I'm saying? Had a lot of loss, you know what I mean? And, you know, one of the things that hit home for me was him losing his daughter. You know, he had a child die at like 4 years old. You know what I'm saying?
No,
his baby got hung up in the exercise equipment or something like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff, you know what I mean? And you know, I don't really try to go all off into that, you know what I mean? Because it's, you know, personal, but I just really truly think that you can just tell when you talk to somebody. Like for me, when I talk to someone and I interacting with a person and they're able to go into a dark space, that's a person that has a lot of trauma. You know what I'm saying? There's just a lot of stuff that's going on. So I just think that, you know, and it could be like you said, they're just trying to work to keep him busy, to keep him, you know what I mean, from looking at the bottom line, you know what I mean, or whatever the case may be. But the baseline of it all is I don't want to see him return to the ring. I don't think anybody that old needs to come back to the ring. I think these old dudes, I think they've had their time, man, and I'm not interested in seeing any of them return to the ring.
All right, so question real quick though on Mike. What do you think if Mike Tyson was the Mike Tyson of 1984? How do you think he does in the heavyweight division now?
I think he does well. I'm not sure. I think he struggled with the bigger, like, okay, Tyson Fury is Tyson Fury. So he struggled with Tyson Fury. I think there will be struggles with Wilder. I think there will be struggles with Anthony Joshua, because those guys are just big, man. You know what I'm saying? There's just things that you know, they're just big. You know what I'm saying? And Mike Tyson is not really a big dude. And also, you know, honestly speaking, when Mike Tyson actually jumped up and had those, I hate to say this, man, because this is gonna start an argument. I never saw Mike Tyson. I never saw Mike Tyson beat a Hall of Famer that was in his prime.
Fuck that. Start the argument, Junior. Start the argument, Junior. Because you know I'm finna go in on this shit.
Yes, indeed. All the Hall of Famer fighters that he stepped up to fight, man, he lost. All of those big matchups, you know what I'm saying? He lost. He lost to Ohio's own James Buster Douglas in a fight that I felt like James Buster Douglas boxed beautifully. One of the most tremendous performances at a heavyweight I've ever seen in my life.
Here it comes. He's from Ohio.
Just masterful. Yeah, he's from Columbus, Ohio, East Side. It was just masterful situation there. But ultimately, I'm not sure how Mike would do. These dudes are just bigger, faster, and stronger, so it's different. That's why I don't really like to compare eras, man, because it's just bigger, faster, stronger. It's different. You know what I'm saying? When you get in the ring and you're talking about at the top of the division, you know what I'm saying? You're talking about dudes that are everybody's 6'7" or 6'6" or above. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how he would do. You know what I mean? Honestly speaking, man. I don't know.
I don't think everybody's 6'6" and above. You got Dillian White's like 6.
Dillian White is not the top of the division, man. Dillian White is a B-class heavyweight at best. I'm talking about.
Oh no, he's top of the division, dog.
No way. No
yeah,
way.
He is.
No way.
Go ask Eddie Hearn.
I don't fuck Eddie Hearn.
Ask Eddie Hearn. I mean, he's Dillian. Come on, man. Dillian White ain't
Dillian White is trash.
Top heavyweight.
Dillian White is trash. He is not atop the heavyweight division, bro.
What about
Luis
Ortiz?
We have three elite heavyweights in the sport of boxing, man. That is Luis King Kong Ortiz, that is Tyson Fury, and that is Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. And they are elite because they've all faced each other at least once. Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder has faced 3 elite heavyweights. He fought 4, because he fought Luis Ortiz twice and he fought Tyson Fury twice. They've all faced at least another elite heavyweight. Anthony Joshua has not fought an elite heavyweight. Dillian White has not fought an elite heavyweight, and he lost to Anthony Joshua. Dillian White is not atop the division, and he has not done anything to even push himself up into title contention, honestly speaking. Nobody's fought Luis King Kong Ortiz. All these dudes have ducked Luis King Kong Ortiz, bro. All of them. At this juncture,
Vitaly Klitschko's the top heavyweight.
Vitaly Klitschko is retired.
I mean, Vladimir Klitschko.
Vladimir, he's retired. You're talking about at the time when AJ beat him.
At the time.
No, he had already lost to Tyson Fury, and he was coming off a 2-year layoff, bro. He was a B-class fighter at best.
What's your take on that, Drew?
Man, listen, I'm gonna keep it very simple. I'm gonna tell the truth, and people. I've had this conversation for years, even when I was a shorty. I want you guys to go back, and this isn't hate on Mike.
Hold on one second, Drew. I got to give you guys context. This is New York versus Ohio. So this is Mike Tyson's hometown right here and Buster fucking Douglas's hometown over there. Just so y'all know, just get it in perspective about the argument you about to hear. Go ahead, Drew.
Right, but check this fucker out. Check this fucker out. I'm from the Bronx. I ain't from Brooklyn. Fuck that. I'm gonna tell the truth. I always told the truth about Mike.
What's the difference?
Mike, it's a whole different borough. You have to be out here to understand. Man. Check this shit out. People get mad at me, but here's what you do: pull up Mike Tyson's box rec right the fuck now, and start from the beginning of his career, which was somewhere in '85, and go all the way up to Trevor Berbick. No, you know what? Fuck that. Go all the way up to where the KO streak stopped. That was against James Quick Tillis. Count how many fights he had. Now, you know what? Go to Trevor Berbick. Count how many fights Mike had in those 2 years. He had like 25 fights or something crazy like that. You want to tell me he fought all killers? I'll give you Quick Tillis. At that current point in time, I'll give you Mitch Green, and I'll give you Berbick. But name the killers on Mike's record, because every time he stepped up, what happened? And I want to hear shit about he went to prison. When he went to prison, he was well preserved. He wasn't in some movie prison where he's fighting every day with ice picks. No, he was well preserved. People left him alone and knew who he was. All right, they left him alone. When he got out of prison, while he was well preserved, motherfuckers in the heavyweight division was scrapping. David Tua, Ike Iabuchi, Riddick Bowe, Shannon Briggs, Lennox Lewis, Chris Bird. The Klitschko's was coming up. The division got thick. Evander Holyfield fought Bowe 3 times, got knocked out. All right. And had heart problems. And I remember when Mike got out of prison and they built up that fight, everyone kept saying, oh, well, you remember when Vander Holyfield had those heart problems? Wherever the fuck, he had a regular heartbeat, had to step aside for a little while. All right, had a tough fight with Michael Dokes. No, not Michael Dokes. Shit, I can't remember. We had a tough fight, but he was busy. So while he was busy, everyone was busy trying to fight each other. Mike was well preserved. He gets out of prison, beats up Peter McNeely. Right? Then they start calling for this Holyfield fight because they thought shit was sweet. Right? I was like the only person on my block saying, yo, look, y'all don't know shit. But Evander gonna go in there and whoop Mike's ass. He been calling for that Mike work since 1985 when he was at cruiserweight. He specifically said, I'm coming to heavyweight to beat Mike's ass. Y'all niggas laughed. Y'all gassed off that Mike Tyson's punch out, man. That's a video game. I said, this guy here, and this was Evander with the flat top. I've been saying he's gonna whoop Mike's ass all those years ago. And Mike got lucky. He didn't get too lucky because Buster Douglas whooped his ass. No excuses. You ever notice how whenever Mike has a loss, motherfuckers trying to cap for him? Every time Mike took a L, it was an excuse. Oh, well, he ain't had no corner. Yo, check this out. That shit happened when Buster Douglas whooped Mike's ass, because that's what happened. When Buster Douglas whooped Mike's ass, we wasn't paying attention to what was going on in his corner. That wasn't until way after the fact. The controversy back then was the long count when Mike dropped him. All right, whatever. Long count. Mike's job was to finish the job, and he couldn't do it. And I asked a lot of pro fighters. I asked Nate Campbell. I asked Reggie Johnson. They said they don't know if anybody could have beat Buster Douglas on that night. That brother lost his mama. He was on a mission. He got up off the floor. He whooped Mike's ass. Mike was one of the best finishers in the business, and he couldn't get it done. I don't want to hear shit about his corner, about he fired his corner, which he did, and instead of having an end swell, they had a glove filled with water on his eye. Listen, that's Mike's fault. He's a professional. That's Mike's fault. You're a professional. You're supposed to have your corner together. Unless there was some sort of grand scheme and someone else fired his corner. No, that was him making those decisions. Mike fucked up. And what I'm saying that to say this, that was supposed to be Evander Holyfield that night. But he made a business decision and thought he was going to make some quick money in Japan. I'm going to whoop Buster Douglas' ass. He has a few L's. He's fooled. No, Buster whooped his ass. Bottom line. Now, what happened to Buster after that? That was a mental thing, whatever. But the point is, when Mike went to prison, he was well preserved. The heavyweight division got thick. When he came out, it was thick. He didn't have to fight Peter McNeely. Ike Ibeabuchi was there. And for those of you that don't know, Google that man. He was dangerous. The president, Ike Ibeabuchi, African brother. All right? He was dangerous. Why couldn't he fight David Tua? He was dangerous. All right? Chris Bird was kind of small, but I think he would have made he gave Mike some problems. Granted, he don't get caught. But what about those Klitschko boys? They were young, up and coming. Lennox Lewis he'd been there before he was fighting. But every time Mike takes an L, it's an excuse. Go look at his box rec. The man fought like 20 times before he got a title shot, and that was within 2 years. And that pisses me off because some of you motherfuckers are so quick to say, wow, they ain't fighting nobody. Name the killers on Mike Tyson's record. You could count on them on one hand. And a lot of these motherfuckers don't even know their names. All right? So stop capping for Mike. Now, as far as him getting back in the ring at this current junction, I don't like it. It's a bad idea. I don't hate Mike. I just had a problem with a lot of his rabbit ass fans. I don't hate Mike. All right? Well, I ain't gonna get to any Mike Tyson stories because I've had experiences around this motherfucker. But listen, Mike needs to keep his ass out the ring. And a lot of you fans, y'all are responsible for gassing this motherfucker to think he can still get it done at this age. Stop that shit. Y'all gonna get this man killed. All right. I'm not gonna get into the business aspect of it. I'm not gonna speculate what his bank account's looking like. But y'all need to be flooding his Twitter talking about don't do it. Y'all need to get on his YouTube and be like, don't do it, Mike. We love you. Don't do it. You pumping this man up to get murdered in the fucking ring. Anyone can hit pads. Andre Berto did the same combination in his gym, and it looked just as good. Is Andre Berto a top welterweight anymore? The answer is no, and he's a hell of a lot younger than Mike. Mike, don't do it. Who the fuck is he beating in the top 5 right now? Who the fuck is he beating? I don't even know if he's beating Huey Fury.
Who is that?
Huey Fury. Fury's bored dick eating cousin.
Oh, you talking about
he
Mike
beat him
Tyson
up.
beating Huey Fury?
Yeah, I'm saying I don't.
Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I don't even think he'll beat him.
No,
Huey Fury's not a small guy either.
he wouldn't have beat Huey Fury in the last 2 years of his career.
This is what I'm saying. So this is a dangerous move for Mike. Remember the losses. Remember every time he stepped up and fought somebody of note. Lennox Lewis whooped his ass, and he'd have whooped his ass before Oliver McCall whooped his ass. There was smoke there for Mike, and Mike didn't take it. Look at the years that he was active, and look who else was active. Every time Mike stepped up, he got his ass kicked. What do you think he's going to do at 53 years old?
That's not true, though, dude. Let me stop first. Let me get my 2 cents in here for a second.
Give it to me.
Dog, don't underestimate, as far as Mike Tyson and what he is as far as a great heavyweight, don't underestimate Michael Spinks. Don't underestimate Michael Spinks. Don't underestimate even Larry Holmes, because Larry Holmes came around, fuck around, beat Ray Mercer after that. Okay? The only person that beat Larry Holmes, even though he was older, was Michael Spinks. Michael Spinks never lost to anybody but Mike Tyson. He was legit as light heavyweight, as good a light heavyweight as Evander Holyfield was. I see you trying to do like this shit, like you was gonna get me. No, because Evander Holyfield became a heavyweight, just like Michael Spinks became a heavyweight. Don't underestimate Michael Spinks, like saying Michael Spinks wasn't some shit that he had to go through when he fought him. It was, man.
Fernand, that's what I'm saying. When I ask people when they, in comparison to Deontay Wilder, since these motherfuckers love to say Wilder ain't fought nobody, and then in the same breath I ask them, name 3 of your top heavyweights of all time. Mike Tyson is always in there. And when they say Mike Tyson, I say name the killers on his record. I'll give you Trevor Berbick. I'll give you Spinks. I'll give you Holmes. They don't know anything else. And in that aspect, I expose them for who they are, which they don't really know shit. They're mystified by the mystique of Mike Tyson, the legend of Mike Tyson. But the truth of the matter is, Larry Holmes, right? I'll give you Larry Holmes, but that wasn't the Larry Holmes that we was used to seeing. But I'll still give it to you.
No,
Mike
it wasn't. But it's still fucking Larry Holmes.
Right. But Michael Spinks was scared out of his mind. I'll give you Michael Spinks. But I know Michael Spinks. Yeah, but motherfuckers, they don't mention Razor Ruddock because he won. They don't mention Razor Ruddock. I'll mention him too. I'll even give them Pinklin Thomas. But when I say Pinklin Thomas, motherfuckers stare at me like, who?
And Ruddock was killing people when Mike Tyson fought him. So Mike Tyson. I'll say this: Mike Tyson about Mike Tyson's career. Mike Tyson needed structure. When he had structure, he was a different fighter than when the structure around him fell apart. So I don't know what kind of fighter Mike Tyson would have been if he would have had his original team stick around him the entire time. I don't know. It's still no one really knows. We only know what we see. I'm saying we only know what we see. What we have to go off of.
I'm sorry.
Hold on, Callie. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pass it to you, Callie. Drew, finish your point, because Callie, I'm gonna give you your section of it. This is starting to go back and forth.
Okay, all right.
Finish what you're saying, Drew.
Well, yeah. Well, that's the other part of the argument. You know, people. That's another cap that they have for Mike Tyson. They say, well, if Koss didn't die and Rooney didn't leave, look, people die, people leave camps all the time. That's no excuse. Mike was Mike. Mike was Mike. And to end my point, he needs to keep his ass out the goddamn ring. All right. The fans are pumping this shit up. You know, they're saying stupid shit like, yo, he could be a top heavyweight. He could beat Wilder. He could beat AJ. No, he can't. He better, if he's gonna do anything, he needs to put on some motherfucking headgear don't really help. But he needs to do charity work. He needs to be get in the ring with Shannon Briggs and make some money in Brooklyn. Right? So we know it's not even that serious. All right. But don't think you're gonna get in the ring with guys you're 20 years older than and actually make a statement, because you're gonna get in it, you're gonna get your ass in there and get killed. I don't mind seeing him in there with Shannon Briggs and doing a gig at the Barclays or at MSG, or well, preferably the Barclays, because that's where they're from. They're from Brooklyn. I don't mind that, because I know they ain't gonna try and kill each other. All right. But to say that Mike can make a statement in the heavyweight division as it stands right now, you guys are stupid. You're pumping this guy up to get murdered in the ring, and you ought to be ashamed of yourself. That's disgusting. All right. The man was hitting pads. He's not back. He's just hitting pads. If you go to the gym for about 3 months, you can run a drill and look just as good. You won't have the same talent, but you can run a drill and look just as good. Hell, I look great on the pads and on the speed bag, but I'm 4 years old, and I'm gonna be very frank. I'll give AJ a fight, but at the end of the day, he'll whoop my ass in a boxing ring, not in the street. In a boxing ring, in the street, I'll dump him on his fucking head. But in the boxing ring, I'm being blunt. I'll get my ass whooped. I'm 44 years old. I might look good and feel good working out, but in the ring, it's different. In the ring, it's different. Competitively, it's different. And I can't do it no more. Not at this age. I can't. I could spar, but I can't. Not at a pro level, I can't. And I know that. So stop gassing Mike. You're going to get that man killed, and you motherfuckers all be ashamed of yourself. Or because you hate the current division, you hate this current era of boxing, and you don't know shit about the 80s era of boxing. You guys need to shut the fuck up. That's all I got.
Hey, and the fact that you're saying 80s boxing, that should fucking end the whole conversation with Mike. This is not some, and I saw the person in the comment section, and I appreciate your comment that said about George Foreman came back. George Foreman was out. George Foreman left at like age 30 and then came back at like age 40. This is a dude that left at age, pushing up on 30 and trying to come back at 54. At 54, dude, you ain't 50, you ain't turned, it's a fucking wrap. Do you realize at 50 years old, you can fuck around and jump rope too much and your ass will be out for like 3-4 days? Like, just because your ligaments, all that wear and tear from not just in the ring, but just life wear and tear, dude, when you get to be 50 years old, you got people with bad knees from just fucking walking around. And Mike Tyson has smoked at least 2 trees full of weed in between the 2 trees. What am I talking about? That motherfucker might have smoked an entire fucking, what do you call them? What do you call a plot of land where you grow the entire fucking crop of weed since he was, and he smokes. He ain't doing edibles. That motherfucker ain't vaping. He's straight up after, man, hell no. His lungs are shot, dude. He will die after about 2 rounds of moving around with these dudes, even if he was in his prime shape. But let me get to a couple of these super chats. The great, man, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Much love in that super chat from my co-host, Junior the Truth, who we cannot let his wife put his ass and keep him going to church on Sunday. He got to come back to OG Boxing Talk. All right. That shit you're too good, Junior. And by the way, make sure you subscribe to Junior the Truth. Make sure that you go to the Punch Junkie morning show when you wake your ass up in the morning. That's what I do. I wake up. As soon as I'm brushing my teeth, boom, there's the Punch Junkie show. I put it on. I misunderstand who's on the show. I tip for a dude that ain't even on the show. And then we keep it rolling. Well, make sure you subscribe to my man Junior the Truth, man. Excellent show. Also, let me get to this real quick, and then we're gonna go to
whoa. You ain't reading my super chat, bro.
I'm getting to it. I'm going to the super chats.
Oh,
I said I gotta read it, but it's on the other page.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna read it. Junior the Truth say these jokers are old. It smells like Ben Gay and ginger hard candies in this motherfucker. OG Boxing Talk. Hell yeah, of course it does. DJ Big Dog Willie says salute, fuck Dillian White. Bert from Mardican, salute for 9. All right, Drew Jr. and Callie. And Omega Red said making sure it works. Okay, cool. We are there with the super chat. So Callie, what's your take? I know you had something you wanted to respond to with Drew Titan, so please start with that. But then after that, give me your. I don't know. I think I thought I.
Yeah, you already gave me that about that. I just wanted to respond.
That's all right. We'll go ahead and respond to what it was.
Yeah. No, I was just saying about Drew. I said we don't know how it would have looked, but we only know what we have to go on, which is what we saw from Mike Tyson. I said we will never know. We only know what actually happened. But Mike Tyson, from what I saw with Mike Tyson, when he had structure, he was a different person. When the structure around him began to collapse, everything about it, all of his weaknesses, his insecurities, everything was out. He's really it sucks. I hate to. I mean, that's I don't care. I hate to say it, but it sucks about the brother. But the dude really had a lot of mental issues, especially mental weakness. I thought he was mentally weak. When things get tough, he breaks down. That's why he needed that structure in place. But I mean, as far as we can see, the Mike Tyson, I never know. I don't know. I'm just telling you, I don't know what kind of fighter Mike Tyson would have been if he would have had the same structure in place when he began his career. I don't know. I don't know if anybody would. I can't speak on behalf of anybody else. I can only speak on myself. He could have potentially gotten whooped even with the structure remaining in place, or things could have went the other way. I mean, to me, at times, he looked like a dude who could have been a much better fighter than what he ended up being. And yes, and I agree with Drew. The aura of Mike Tyson is it's not real. This aura of Mike Tyson it's not true. That Mike Tyson could just whip anybody especially a lot of these Brits, man. A lot of these kids that who grew up, who were born in the late 80s and the early 90s, and some of them even in the mid 90s, who tend to believe that Mike Tyson just blew away everybody. That's not what happened at all. I mean, I watched Mike Tyson get whooped by Buster Douglas. Rumors that dude went on like a coke binge before the fight, but that's his fault. I heard all kind of stuff about Mike Tyson and cocaine and stuff too. I'm not trying to stir that up, but everybody heard those rumors.
You just did. Shit, you can't throw the shit out. Shit back.
Yeah, but everybody heard all those rumors and stuff like that.
Fucking fiend right before the fight. You can't. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't want to talk about that.
No, but that's exactly. But that's the stuff that was coming out back then, and that's how you know I'm old too. You know I'm old because I remember we said, forget Ben Gay. Man, Tiger Bomb was way better than Ben Gay anyway. Just want to let you know. To throw that out there, man. Look at Jiggy the Truth smiling. You guys know about Tiger Bomb, man.
Let me get a couple super chats, because I just wanted to get you the chance to respond. We're gonna move on to the next question. To the next question. But before I do that, let me get this. Let me get a couple of these super chats, because when they're gone, dog, it's hard to go back and get them. Drew Titan, Gregory Wyatt, my man, said Drew made the most logical argument for Mike staying out of this 2020 heavyweight scenario. Big Dog Willie said Mike Tyson started going downhill with Robin Givens. This is my thing about Mike. I think Mike will whoop these boys' asses, a good number of them, but it's this. I don't think it was. I'd never bought that lack of structure stuff. I bought this. The motherfucker made it. I think that's the biggest problem with Mike Tyson is when after Trevor Burbick and Larry Holmes and he started making that fucking ridiculous ass money, everybody else was hungry and Mike wasn't hungry. You know what I mean? Mike, dude, you gotta understand, Mike ain't been fucking hungry since 1984. You know what I mean? He came out like boom, and he got a shitload of money dropped on him, dude. Where other people during that time were fighting to make a name. Like Evander Holyfield was fighting to make a name. Lennox Lewis was fighting to make a name. Even what's his name? Buster Douglas fighting to make a name, fighting to make the money. Dude, Mike Tyson already had that money. That shit was already there. He was already sick of money. He riding around talking about like with Ed Lover, driving around in a Phantom and just giving the fucking car away. You know what I mean? Just take the fucking car and go. Mike was Mike. So I just think at that point in time, dude, I think he fell out of love with boxing because he always saw it, at least from what I could see, he always saw it as a way to make it. But then he got that money, just like what Errol Spence Jr. has talked about for himself. Like, shit, once I got the money, then, you start gaining a lot of weight in between fights, and it's harder to, like what Hagler said, it's harder to get out of the bed, and run when you getting up out of silk sheets. Mike, like Callie said, was getting out of bed of cocaine, strippers, lions and tigers, and living in his own fucking Michael Jackson mansion fucking fantasy world. You know what I'm saying? So I think if you put a hungry Mike Tyson, like the mentality of Mike Tyson, like if you put that dude in there, dude, you can get fucked up because Mike is crazy as shit. So I'm not a big believer that these dudes like just because they're tall that they're going to beat a guy that, because I saw Mike, dude. I know you saw Mike, Drew, in the early, like in the 80s. That motherfucker is huge. He ain't tall, but that motherfucker is huge. His neck is like this. This motherfucker's head is like this. I shook this nigga's hand, and it was like this motherfucker's fingers are that fucking thick. And that's without him having a bunch of fucking weight on him. Mike's a fucking phenom, dog. Mike will fuck you up. A prime Mike with a mentality that with a killer mentality. You don't know what the fuck is going to happen if that nigga gets up underneath you. Like that shit all up underneath as quick as he can be. I don't know, dude. I don't know if these, like, Dillian White's going to eat one, dog, for real. I mean, Dillian White's going to fucking sleep. Pulev is going to fucking sleep. None of these dudes, what's the dude's Michael Hunter is going, respect to Michael Hunter. Michael Hunter is going to fucking sleep. Luis Ortiz, more than likely, is going to fucking sleep. I mean, this dude is not no Mike, because he could fight. The motherfucker can fight. I mean, he ain't like some technically like you, but when you that size, Joe Joyce is going to fucking sleep. That nigga punches like this. That's a motherfucking speed. Mike gonna come all up underneath fucking one jab with that slow motherfucker. So, I mean, I just don't think, oh, dude, Mike fucking killed that body, dog. Them body shots when he slipped up underneath. That's a nasty dude, man. But my thing is just no, not at 53, dude. You know what I'm saying? Did you hear? Now, here's the thing. Next one, I'm gonna pass to straight to Cali. Cali, Larry Holmes. Let me get to the super chat before I pass this question, though. My man Timed Annie Up said Mike Tyson admitted that he kept bad people around him because just as they sucked his blood using him, he sucked their blood too. Yeah, I mean, you know, that motherfucker, I mean, this nigga was in a perpetual fucking party. Big Dog Willie said 1986 Mike Tyson would put every current heavyweight to sleep. Dude, all them dudes got to have nervous nights fucking with that dude, man. And Big Dog Willie. Big Dog Willie said Mike Tyson started going downhill with Robin Givens. Yeah, and the bitch wasn't even that fine, dog. I don't get why motherfuckers is like, why would you sell your shit for Robin fucking Givens? You remember that movie, Junior the Truth, with Robin Givens and Halle Berry in it? With Eddie Murphy?
Boomerang.
Huh? Boomerang. Whole time I was like, man, this motherfucking, what the fuck is he? I found that bitch for. See the skin. I was looking at Halle Berry the whole fucking time. But let me ask you this question. Callie, Larry Holmes said that he thinks all these dudes are shit in the heavyweight division right now. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua both knocked the fuck out because they can't take a punch and they don't know how to fight. What's your take on Larry Holmes, on what Larry Holmes had to say about that? Callie, you're on mute. Callie left the chat.
I don't see
Drew.
it moving. Yes.
Fucking.
Callie?
I'll take it from me. I'll take it. You get back to him.
Okay.
Some head, getting some.
All right. A lot of that is Larry being a grumpy old man. But again, for those of you who are unfamiliar with Larry Holmes, some of you guys that are born in 1999, 2000, 2010, Larry is more than likely speaking from his era, which is the late 70s, 80s. Junior, you stupid. You know, yeah, Larry comes from a different era. And if you go back and look at the Larry Holmes from 78, 79, 80s, mid 80s, up into Mike Tyson, Larry Holmes, a prime Larry Holmes, a Larry Holmes that got up off the floor from taking a clean shot from Ernie fucking Shavers. Don't know how the hell he got up off that floor, but he did.
Dang.
That ain't make no sense. I was watching that fight with my dad. Ernie caught him. Larry fell. He said, well, I think it's over. And then my uncle said, "No, Junior, he getting up." We were like, "Oh shit!" Well, I didn't say shit. I was a kid, but we was like, "Yo, how he get up?" It's crazy. But that Larry Holmes from 79, 80 today would be a problem for everybody. He'd be a problem. He'd be a serious problem. Guys like Fury would be a problem for him, but he'd be a problem for them. So he's referring to them as shit. He's just a grouchy old man right now, but he's Larry. He could say that. If you want to give him a pass, you can give him a pass. But to say that they're shit, I wouldn't go that far. It's like a basketball conversation pretty much. And I don't want to like sway the conversation, but everyone says, the Celtics that won 12 championships are the most dominant team like of all time. Well, take Shaq and throw him in a time machine and pit him against Bill Russell. Shaq is going to be a problem. You dig what I'm saying? So we could play that game all day. Larry would be a problem. A prime Larry Holmes would be a problem today, which is why he was saying shit like that. And he could kind of get away with it. But make no mistake about it. If there was a Tyson Fury, a fighter of that, if there was like fuck Tyson Fury, if there was a Nikolai Valuev back in the 70s, that'd be like crazy. And he's a shit fighter, like by today's standards. The guy was 7 feet tall. He wasn't like robotic. He was coordinated with his foot movement, but he couldn't crack like that. But the guy was an athlete. It'd be something to see. But Larry Holmes is speaking from a place in his heart where he's aggravated with the division. He's aggravated because he knows. Well, he feels it could be a lot better. But he's just being a grouch right now. We got love for Larry. I'll let that shit slide. But to say that the division is shit, these fighters today is a shit, that's a stretch. Because Wilder would give him a problem. And as good as Larry was, he's taking punishment. And if Ernie Shavers caught him clean, what you think a 6'7" Wilder's gonna do when he catches him clean? Is he gonna get up? Probably. But he's gonna get caught. But that's all I got on Larry.
Callie, you back?
Callie fucking sleeping.
Okay. Dog,
Yeah,
pull your nose out of it, dog. Just pull your nose out. Take a breath.
You got to eat that box.
Pull your nose out, wipe your mouth off, nigga, and come on.
Would you say, Junior? Put your whole damn head in it.
Time to Annie up said, full disclosure, the pre-incarceration version of Mike Tyson was homicidal enough to trade with anybody, no matter who it is. Yeah, it'd be tough. He is, man. Callie, where you at? Dude, what? Callie's phone must be going on with Callie's phone. Go ahead. What's your take on it, man? You can't. I put you on mute. You can't be heard. Leave.
He got to go out and come back in.
Oh, get you out.
You put out Junior.
Yeah, I did. I thought that Junior can't talk. Junior wanted me to put him out, right? So I'm gonna kick you out. No. Just go back in. You're gonna come in all the way out and come back in.
Okay.
See, I had to kick his ass all the way out the studio. I ain't never done that before. I had to kick a nigga out the studio, all the way out the studio. I'm gonna do that for Callie and Nick because he might not be able to say anything either. But he would at least his head's in some coochie because otherwise he should have been able to, at very least, write a note or something. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna put Callie out too. Kick Callie. Goodbye, Callie. Come on back. Come on back, Drew. And then we should have KQKC that he was going to be late, but he should be here. In Park said, I was surprised when Holmes got up with Ronaldo Snipes, caught him with that sneaky right hand. Yeah, dude. But that's actually, now that you mentioned that Larry Holmes been knocked down so much, I mean, that makes a better case for Tyson Fury because his ass keeps getting dropped. But he ain't getting dropped by, well, he did get dropped by some bombs. But, maybe, my thing is, I think that I just think that the height thing is exaggerated, dude. I really do. But, that's That's my take on it, man. Let me make sure I get these super chats. This is because maybe I need to send another link. Let me actually send these guys some more links.
The thing with the height thing, it can be overrated, and I think Mike did prove that. Now, again, when I'm speaking on Mike, I know I get a little emotional or whatever, but you gotta understand, I don't hate Mike. But we got to tell the truth when it comes to this fella, and the record reflects it. But what happens is, again, people get gassed up by his legend, and you got kids. I've had, well, not even debates because I shut that shit down. When I'm having a debate about Mike Tyson, and this kid was just born in like 2003, it's like, kid, you please shut the fuck up. Please shut up. You really ain't got much to say to me. You're born in 2003. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at highlight reels on YouTube, and you're not doing any real studying in reference to who this guy was and what did he do in the ring and who else was available to him later on. When he came out of prison, he didn't have to fight Peter McNeely, man. When he came out of prison, the division was thick. And in the 80s, he was coming off the heels of a weak division. You know what I mean? So Mike did what he was supposed to do. Respect to him. He did what he's supposed to do. He separated himself from the men, from the boys. Trevor Berbick, that was a groundbreaking win for him. And Trevor Berbick was the truth. And he whooped Berbick's ass. And that was the funniest knockout you could ever see. I've never seen a man try and put the lights on after they were putting out, man. I mean, the only other person I've seen fall on the floor that many times is someone who's drunk in the street trying to walk home. And that's what Mike did to him. So, I give him that much, but let's not say that he's God. Now, I would have loved to have seen how Mike would have shaped up against like one of the Klitschko's and shit. But the bottom line is Mike had motherfuckers scared to death before they got into the ring. And when you're a grown ass fighter, you can't be mystified by someone's alleged record, or this guy he eats gunpowder and he eats raw meat and he's coming for you. Yeah, fuck that. Bring it. We're professionals, man. I ain't got time to be scared. They're telling you all of this shit. Meanwhile, Oliver McCall worked with that man consistently. And I got good word to say, yeah, Mike's a killer, but I'd fuck him up. And McCall would say that. McCall was dropping him in sparring. That's only one time he got dropped in sparring, when he was training for Buster Douglas. But word on the street is, word behind the scenes is, that wasn't the first time Oliver dropped him. And why didn't he fight him on a professional level? I don't know. But we do know that before Oliver McCall had his situation, he whooped Lennox Lewis' ass.
Sure did.
So come on now. Why didn't Mike go get that Oliver McCall work? And another thing with Mike, speaking of Oliver McCall and nervous breakdowns, I think Mike had a nervous breakdown of Kanye West proportions that went undiagnosed. I don't think he ever went and got help. I don't think he ever went and spoke to anybody. And that's why he's been a fabulous fuck up outside the ring. And you got to understand, I must say this, I've been around Mike Tyson in social settings with no security. And it's not a comfortable feeling, because Fanon, you're absolutely right. The guy's he's a boxer, but when you stood next to him, he looked like a fucking linebacker. And this is a guy in shape. And if he hit you with a closed fist in the street, he could kill you.
Man, hey, real quick, just to give you an illustration for people that have not seen Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was standing next to dudes who were basketball players and NFL players, around him, dude. There were dudes who looked like they were 6'5", 250, 260 pounds around him. And if I had to pick between the six, not even knowing who Mike Tyson was, but just looking at him from the back, if I had to pick between fighting some dude who was 6'5", 300 fucking pounds, and that dude, I'm taking the 6'5", 300 dude. Because this dude literally fucking looked like a gorilla. Like the amount of muscle on this motherfucker's back is just not, And the thickness of this motherfucker's head just ain't, dude, that shit ain't fucking normal, dude. It's not normal.
Not.
That
it's
dude
not.
fuck you up. Like, fuck you up.
Yeah, he hit Mitch Green so fucking hard. Mitch Green's eye was swollen for at least about 13 months. And I'm not even exaggerating. Mitch Green's eye was swollen for like 13 months. Okay? That story that Fat Joe tells about them not getting into the club, Mike showing up with some friends, and there was a bouncer in front of the fucking club, said, yo, it's a fire hazard, can't let you in. And then Mike started chasing the bouncer around parked cars. That bouncer was like about 6'6", like 300, 400 pounds, man. And I was there that night on the corner, and I watched the whole thing happen. When Mike showed up to clubs, me and my partners, we walked down the street. Like, yo, all right, because, you know, Mike was wild, but the people he rolled with was wild also. But Mike knew he knew what to do with it, because there were a lot of drug dealers out there. And they said, yo, Mike, come over here with that rah-rah shit. Of course, we ain't fighting him. We're going to plug him. So Mike knew where to cut the line at. Because Mike could also messed around and got shot out there at any given time. Because niggas wasn't playing with him. But I said all that to say this. Mike, out the ring, needed some help. Like, he needed to sit down and fucking talk to somebody. And there's evidence of that with all these wild-ass interviews that he does. All right, the man lost his mind a while ago and never really got help. When Rooney left and when Koss died, I think he needed to go talk to people so he can get help on how to move on with life. And he never went and got that. He huddled up under Don King, and he was looking for a father figure or a big uncle or a big bro, whatever. And then it was a decline from there. Don King got him paid, and, you know, there was, you know, people geeing him out of money. He didn't know any better. All right. And he just didn't know what to do. And then he gets mixed up with Robin Givens, and it was a decline from there. He never really got any fucking help from that, you know, and he never like recovered mentally. And plus, y'all cats need to stop. Mike couldn't pass a goddamn drug test now. What are y'all talking about? Nobody named Tyson right now could pass a drug test, whether you're white or black. Fuck that.
Big Dog Willie said, Drew Titan, stop hating on Tyson. He had spinal issues.
I broke my back.
I agree with you, Drew. But if cats were scared of Mike Tyson, that's their problem, not Mike's. Can't hold that against Mike. Dude, I'm personally not holding that against Mike Tyson. I'm just telling you. That's more of a fucking testimony to don't think he's fucking soft because his ass is short. Because, dude, he's shorter than me. Nigga, what? No. Like, no. And Drew, Drew, you is amped up as Drew is, dog. Drew, I don't think you started no hands with Mike Tyson in the street, dog, just off GP.
No, you know, no, listen. And I wouldn't see a boxing ring.
That's what guns are made for.
Now, you see, understand, in a boxing ring, it's a controlled environment. So I can openly admit I'm nice with my hands, but not on a professional level. But I'm nice with my hands. Now, what I've learned in the ring, I'm a firm believer. What you know in the ring, ain't nobody fucking with you in the street. As far as hands is concerned, what little you know in the ring, ain't nobody fucking with you in the street. Now, I know that. Now,
straight punches.
Now, on top of that, see, the thing with me is I also know how to work my shit on the ground. So I wouldn't throw hands with Mike. I close the distance, right? And once he tries to do those sharp uppercuts, I neutralize his hands, grab him, move to his left, trip him up, put him on his fucking back, and see how he could do on the ground. Because I also know how to wrestle. And I'd see what he know how to do. And what you know about this rear naked choke, Mike? What you know about this ankle lock, Mike? What you know about this key lock, Mike? He knows nothing. So he's built like a wrestler, but he won't know what the fuck he's doing. A la James Toney versus Randy Couture. So I would know how to fight Mike in the street. In the ring, I ain't gonna fucking do nothing to him in the ring.
You better get that nigga to the ground, dog.
Oh, yeah, it's going to the ground. I'm not fighting no pro fighter. I don't care how old they are. I'm not fighting no pro fighter.
I don't know how big you are. Maybe like Junior the Truth, I might say, because I haven't seen you in person. With Junior the Truth, if Junior's like, I try to get him to the ground, I still don't know if Junior could get that big. Junior, a big ass dude. I don't know.
I am 6'2". I am 6'2", 220. And this is the lightest
Solid.
I've been since high school. Yeah, I'm solid. And
it's just that bit's a big. Hey, knock it out. Me personally, I'm taking the diplomatic route out that bitch. I ain't fucking around, dog. That motherfucker look way too big, or I'm getting the gun.
I'll do it if I have to.
I'm shooting the motherfucker up. I'm shooting the motherfucker up. I'm shooting the motherfucker up. I'm shooting. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm shooting. I'm shooting. Yeah,
that.
I'm shooting. Damn, Fanat. There you go. Yeah, I'm shooting.
Yeah. Hey, so let's change questions real quick, man, because I think we covered that. But let me get this super chat real quick. Man, I hate that Callie had to drop off, man. I hope I didn't do anything to offend Callie.
Tell me you on top of some chick right now.
Yeah, it gotta be something like that. Drew speaking the truth. Mike was overrated, said Omega Red. T King Ali said it was Dapper Dan's I was at Dapper Dan's when it happened. Oh, you talking about that fight with the bouncer? Mr. J Dub 20 text said I agree with you, Drew. But if cats were scared, okay, but scared of Mike, that's their problem, not Mike's. Can't hold that against Mike. Now, on a connected issue, Mike Tyson said, and this is why I agree with Drew, because I think the dude is high. He said, or something ain't quite right. He said that he believes that Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the greatest fighter in the last 100 years.
Good night, everybody.
I find that's a very funny time span.
Wow.
Like of the last 100 years, which takes you back to 1920.
Yeah.
So I don't know who the fuck was greater than if Ali, Ray Robinson, and all these other guys weren't greater than Floyd Mayweather Jr. I don't know who 110 years ago was. Like, who was out there 110 years ago? That would have been Jack Johnson and maybe, John L. Sullivan or some shit like that around that time. Wasn't Jack Dempsey, because I think Jack Dempsey was in the 20s. So, aside from the fact that Mike probably didn't count his years, and I don't want to talk about the all-time deal. I want to ask about just about welterweights. How do you rank Floyd Mayweather Jr. in as far as being a great welterweight? The division that, although there's Cali right there, he pulled his head out the coochie.
Man, this thing was acting up. Wouldn't even let me get back in.
Yeah, I know, dude. That you got to hit it a little better, dog.
Mm-hmm.
You got to wake up at 5 and she'll let you out by 6.
She locked him head. She locked the heels on that boy head. Get in there.
So let me pass that question first to Callie then. Callie, did you hear the question?
Nah, I missed it, man.
Okay, the question. Dude, JMJ 2021, Marciano was the 1950s. Marciano's the 1950s.
Okay.
He was right before Patterson and Ingomar Johansson traded the belts, then Lennox, then Liston, then Ali. Right? So he was after Jack Dempsey. He was after Joe Louis. And that means Joe Louis too, because Joe Louis is in the 1940s. T. Kang Ali said, much love in that super chat. He said, for the Mitch Green incident. Yeah, that makes sense. So, Callie, as far as the top welterweights that you know of, what do you think about the idea that Floyd Mayweather Jr., how do you rank him as far as the great welterweights go?
Oh, man, that's tough. He never fought any of those guys. I mean, I can see how he can match up well. I can also see how he can be given a ton of problems against those guys too. Those guys were bigger than him. They matched him in athletic ability. They also matched him in skill. I think Floyd Mayweather is a top 10, maybe a top 15 welterweight of all time. I can't. It's kind of hard to rate him against some of the guys in the 80s. I'm back and forth on this. It's really hard. And for the fact that he did try to avoid certain fights at the welterweight division, top 10, top 15 of all time. That's where I fit. I'm not gonna say he's TBE like what he likes to call himself, and now some guys like to say that he's the best ever welterweight. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna give you guys that. I know some of you guys love this guy, and you guys would have tried to do the whole caveat thing. Nah, miss me with that, bro. Man, that Floyd Mayweather very skilled guy, defensively aware, different fighter than he was at 135 than he was at 140 when he was more of a pot shotter, more defensively responsible. But did have the tools to take away for certain fighters, but mostly fought flat-footed fighters when he moved up to the heavyweights. So I can't give that to. I can't put him ahead of Leonard. I can't put him in Leonard and Hearns. I can't do that. Can't put him up there. Those dudes fought each other and they fought better, stiffer competition. I can't do that. But he's definitely top 10 welterweight of all time. And Earl Spence, I think Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford will have an opportunity to potentially pass him if they fight each other and continue to fight a high level. So let's just say we know Earl's going to fight high level competition. I think Earl have an opportunity to pass Floyd, in my opinion. And because he's looking for smoke, looking for elite competition. And if he gets the opportunity to beat Manny Pacquiao, and I'm going to count it because Manny Pacquiao is a champion right now, and he beat a young champion. So if Earl Spence gets a fight when Manny Pacquiao stops him, yeah, I'm gonna put Earl Spence ahead of Floyd right away, because we saw that fight between Floyd and Manny, and it wasn't much of nothing. I mean, Floyd did take away a lot of Manny's offense and made him put his hands in his pockets. But at the end of the day, we also know what Earl did to Floyd in sparring. I know it's sparring, but it's not nothing either. So, and there's a reason why Floyd didn't try to fight a lot of young black fighters, especially when he moved up in weight. So now I'm gonna stick with Floyd's top 10 fighter, top 10 welterweight. But I'm no way in the world I'm gonna put him ahead of the elite welterweights of all time. No way.
Samir Enzo ain't a fucking human being that ever walked into the Netherlands going to beat Floyd Mayweather Jr. You are smoking. Ain't no fucking body in the Netherlands beating Floyd Mayweather Jr. Stop it. Unless you're talking about like a super fucking heavyweight or something. I mean, like, and even then, I don't believe it. Floyd ain't losing to no white boy. There you go, Devin. And I ain't fucking apologizing. Floyd ain't losing to none of them. Fuck up out of here. Drew Tyson, what's your take, man, on Floyd as a welterweight before we move into some more controversial topics?
Well, speaking of drugs, this is why, you shouldn't do drugs. Mike really said that with a straight face, or was there a LOL at the end of it? He was dead ass serious when he said that. Well, let me ask the chat. Is he better than Ray Robinson? Is he better than Ray Leonard?
Hell yeah, he's better than Ray Robinson.
Is he better than Hammer and Hank Armstrong?
He's better than Ray Robinson.
Okay.
Ray Robinson barely beat Ugas. That motherfucker lost to Ugas.
Is he better? Is he better than?
You know the truth. Say it look like he want to say something. Like that shit ain't even funny, dog. Don't fucking around.
Is he better than Henry Armstrong?
Hell no.
I mean, okay. So when he says he's TBE, let's give Floyd props for bringing money to the sport and keeping boxing relevant on a mainstream level. I'll give him credit for that. I'll give him credit for his skill set, but let's call a spade here. All right, let's call a spade a spade. I'm gonna call a spade here. All right, in my Italian voice, my paisan. That's what
Paulie says. That's what Paulie. It's straight Paulie.
All right, now listen, paisan.
Let's call that spade a spade. Spade.
I'm gonna call a spade here. Yo paisan. All right, look paisan. Floyd is not TBE, paisan. All right, paisan. He's not TBE. All right. Is he ranked high? Yeah. All right, but let's look at the facts. Keith Thurman was calling for that work when he was undefeated, and he was like smoking hot at that time. He was supposed to go get that. All right. After Floyd beat Ricky Hatton, he was supposed to go see Paul Williams. I believe Paul Williams was undefeated at the time. That was before the draw. I think he had a draw with Sergio Martinez. That was before all of that. He was supposed to go get that Paul Williams work. He was supposed to go get that Keith Thurman work. and not retire for 2 years and then come out and not make weight against Juan Manuel Marquez. Now I know, it's a racial sport and there was money in that or whatever. And Floyd did his thing when he was supposed to do his thing. All right. But fight number 50 was not supposed to be Conor McGregor. And now your shit is a bit tainted because Manny Pacquiao is a bit younger than you, but he's considered the old guy. And who did Thurman lose to? This motherfucker. You know what I mean? So Floyd, this is why he's writing checks right now. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gonna fight none of these young kids, but he's telling these young kids they shouldn't be pursuing the old guys. Floyd, you're fucked up. And you can't dictate the pace of the goddamn sport sitting on the sidelines. Ain't nobody listening to you no more. Boxing is a what have you done for me lately sport. Look, you had your career, you went 50-0, which is all you bragged and boasted about. Hold that. But Mike Tyson, I'm amazed how people want to listen to Mike Tyson now when, on the flip side, he's America's favorite train wreck. You should have seen this guy's face on the front page every time he says something crazy. They made him looking, they captured him in mid-sentence when he's screaming at a reporter talking about, I want to fuck your mouth or some crazy shit he'd say. I want to fornicate with you. Some sick shit. He was a fucking lunatic, but now we want to take what he says as gold? Why? Because he's calm, because he smokes marijuana? Y'all need to stop with this Mike Tyson shit. And now you want to listen to him? Hated Floyd all these years. Now he says, yo, he's the best ever. And y'all believe in that shit? No, he's not. Look at the facts. Ray Robinson, Sugar Ray Leonard. And you see, Tommy, does he beat Tommy Hearns? But you know what? Let's not even do these fantasy matchups because those matches will never happen. Look at what didn't happen. He was supposed to fight Keith Thurman, man. We didn't hold him accountable. Why? Because we liked the cars he drove. He was supposed to fight Paul Williams. We didn't hold him accountable because who's Paul Williams? Oh, he lost to Carlos Quintana. Yeah, he had a bad night. But that wasn't Floyd, man. And there was a slew of other people he should have fought early. I mean, I know Miguel Cotto stopped calling his name after he whooped up on his stablemate Henry Bucelis, but Floyd should have pursued that fight. Floyd was supposed to stop his win streak before Margarito got in there and whooped his ass. Margarito was calling for that Floyd work. Floyd told him, yeah, you'll get your shot. He didn't give him a shot. I mean, but it was Antonio Margarito, though. But yeah, pick on those guys, man. Floyd could have easily, if he was as good as we believe he was, he could have easily been like 55-0. Because I think he'd have beat Keith Thurman. I think he'd have beat Paul Williams. He'd have had problems, but he'd have beat those guys. He'd have beat Antonio Margarito. That's 3 fighters right there. He could have easily been 53-0. So motherfuckers are saying for Mike to say that he's the best. He said he's the best welterweight in what he say the last 100 years.
No, he said he was the greatest. He said that he was the greatest fighter in the last 100 years.
Man, Floyd Mayweather bought
as welterweight.
Floyd bought like a ton of weed from him to say that shit, man. Floyd slipped him $2 million and got him out of some financial trouble. Maybe paid some taxes for him, man. Get the fuck out of here, Mike. Stop. Pissing me off.
Hey, real quick. All right, now I hate to say this because I got a lot of love and appreciation for everybody in this chat. But some of you motherfuckers need to learn what weight classes are and where fucking fighters fight at. Okay? Now, I don't want to come like a motherfucking professor, like I'm your fucking teacher. But nigga, look up there. Wake up. Julio Cesar Chavez is a lightweight, man.
Teach him, big bro. Teach him.
He's the lightweight, man. I keep seeing comments out here, dude, that asking me what he would do with Alexis Arguello. Alexis Arguello is a 140-pounder dude. Actually, he's really a 135-pounder. They moved up to 140. Wilfredo Benitez is 140 now. Wilfred Benitez did fight at welterweight, but they're not motherfucking Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. You know what I mean? So let's just, before we ask the questions, there's something called Google. And I know you motherfuckers got it. Just look the shit up real quick and see what weight class did this guy fight in. But I'm not insulting you because boxing does have 17 of them motherfuckers. So it is reasonable to be like, thinking somebody that like Sweet Pea. Like I wouldn't put Pernell Whitaker. I know he fought at welterweight, but I wouldn't put him at welterweight as far as what he is. You know what I mean? Even Adrian Bronner, dude, like people, hey, shout out to an Ohio dude. What a lot of people don't know is Adrian Bronner ain't fucking welterweight. That motherfucker's a lightweight. His ass need to fucking be a lightweight. And you might see some totally different shit out there, dude. If he was a lightweight, he just like with Mike Tyson, he just got rich real fucking quick. And boop, in comes the fucking food, up goes the weight class, and now you're in some fucking trouble. I think Junior, the truth, is the one I haven't asked about the welterweights.
Yeah. And I missed out on that Larry Holmes question too.
Oh, go back to the Larry Holmes question.
Larry Holmes question is, man, whatever. I've lived my life listening to OGs, and when OGs talk, I shut the fuck up and listen. That's how I've been able to survive. When you talk about Larry Holmes, you have to look at his reference point. He's referencing his career that spanned it from 1973 to 2002. I think 2003 was it 2002. From 1973 to 2002, he had a 29-year career. Over that, I'm going to make the argument that Larry Holmes has the greatest resume at heavyweight in history. When you look at the names that are on his resume, the fights that he took, so on and so forth, the decades that he spanned a large portion of the heavyweight division. So he's or the history of the heavyweight division. So he's, he has his reference. He has his reference point. No difference than when we grow up, how we talk about the music now ain't shit. The athletes now, they couldn't do shit with us then. We had heart. We used to play high school football with no helmets and all that other shit. It's the same thing. When I'm not gonna go as far as saying that they're shit, but the competition pool in which is he's using his point of reference is a whole lot different from what's going on now. When you look at his resume, you talking about
the heavyweight division.
Yes. When you're talking about, he has Ernie Shavers, Leon Spinks, Trevor Berbick, Muhammad Ali, Michael Spinks.
Yeah, he didn't fight then. He fought Michael.
Right. No, he fought what's the name? He fought Leon. He fought Leon in 1981, bro.
Larry Holmes?
Yes.
Fought Leon Spinks?
Yes, he did. 1981, bro. They fought actually in the Midwest. They fought in Detroit, and he won TKO.
Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Fanon.
Yeah.
I just look like this, man. I get on here and I be talking about pussy and all kind of shit like that.
I know you know your shit, dude.
Yeah, I be doing you just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit.
I know you know your shit.
Let me bring more exuberance into this.
I didn't know they fought.
Yeah, they fought, bro.
This a bunch of shit. No, when I said okay, I ain't saying I think that's bullshit. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't even realize they fought because after Leon Spinks lost to Ali, I ain't paid attention to Leon Spinks' fucking career. Then he lost all his fucking teeth and just
come on,
fucked up,
No, I credit Leon Spinks because he brought us the great Corey Spinks, man.
His son was a better fighter.
Yes, indeed. But and Leon, not Leon, excuse me, Larry Holmes fought. He actually fought Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, man. Come on, bro. Like, that's his point of reference. So I'm not gonna hold it against him. And he definitely has an argument. And once again, he has the greatest resume at the heavyweight division, man. I don't think anybody's resume is better.
Behind Ali on that resume, though.
You said what?
I think he's a little bit behind Ali on that resume.
We'd have to sit down and look at it, man.
We can run through him real tough because I think it's enough for me to think. But with Liston, Patterson, Foley, Frazier, Holmes, Norton, Foreman, Shavers, Lyle. That's a lot of motherfuckers over there on Ali's resume. But I think you make good enough a point for me to I have to go look at that shit.
That's 3 decades of work.
I was like, you're right. Yeah. Because I think Larry Holmes is like number 6 all-time heavyweight, some shit like that. I actually have my ratings written down here somewhere. Oh yeah, Larry Holmes. I got Holmes as number 5.
Oh, you crazy as hell. Crazy as hell. You need to roll your list up and smoke it.
What?
That list? Number 5?
Yeah.
Larry Holmes?
Larry Holmes can easily be top 3.
Come on, bro. 2.
No. Ali, Sam Langford, Jack Johnson, Joe Louis, Larry Holmes, George Foreman, Lennox Lewis, Holyfield, Tyson, the Klitschko's, Liston. Hell yeah, nigga, I'm not putting him over Sam Langford. I ain't putting his ass over
Jack Johnson. Come on, 3.
Larry over Jack Johnson, dog.
You can't put nobody over Jack Johnson, man. I got it.
Joe Louis?
All right, man. Okay, you right. You right.
And when it comes to boxing back in those days, when there was at times there were like no rounds, man. That was crazy, man.
Yeah.
Boxing used to be really murderous, bro. We talk
That was
about
before that, Cali. The no
Yeah.
rounds was before any of that.
Yeah.
I know I'm just talking. We start thinking about that, and not just that, how fighters used to fight.
We got to
Yeah.
fact. All of these guys fought underneath Marcus of Queensberry rules.
Mhm.
All
Right.
of them. The Marcus of Queensberry rules were from about 1900. Basically, look, from like everybody from 1890 on. They at some point they started transitioning away from the multiple rounds, the no rounds at all. I think that shit was 1600s.
Mhm.
16 was it 1600s?
Well, let me jump back in here. I'm claiming my time back, niggas. Listen, as far as the that was my spill on Larry Holmes. As far as Floyd Mayweather, man, that's Mike Tyson is. I think this is business, stirring up controversy. People pay attention to him, so on and so forth, man. Mike Tyson, for him to be the boxing historian that he is, to know the sport, he knows that that's not accurate, man. And to be honest with you, like you talked about earlier, Floyd Mayweather wasn't even the greatest. He wasn't even the greatest welterweight, bro. His resume at welterweight was very selective. And then Floyd entered into a status where he superseded the weight divisions. He superseded the weight divisions. He superseded the titles, and he was able to pick and choose. He was able to pull people, you know what I'm saying, to have catch weights and to jump from 54 to 47 to 52 to this to that, you know what I'm saying, and so on and so forth. So he was very selective, man. And when you're talking about welterweights, bro, come on, family. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about you got welterweights, bro. They got 100+ years. I mean, 100+ fights on their resume. I'm talking about in the last 100 years. You feel me? They got 100 and some odd fights on their resume, championships, like we said before, 15 rounds, so on and so forth, man. I'm talking about, bro, you Kid Gallivan, you got Jersey Joe Walcott, man. You got all kind of Sugar Ray Leonard. Come on, bro. Like, this is not even really Henry Armstrong, the great Henry Armstrong, the great Sugar Ray Robinson. This is not even really you got the great Sugar Ray Leonard. Did I say him? You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't even
say him twice.
He wouldn't even beat the Motown Cobra. You understand what I'm saying? What's my dude's name? Jose man, come on, bro.
Jose Naples.
Yeah. Like, man, come on, bro. Like, this is not even really a conversation, man. I know a whole bunch of people, man. A lot of y'all, you know what I mean? Floyd is your reference point for the sport of boxing. Floyd was not a welterweight. He did a lot more work before he entered the welterweight division. He was a lot more of an exciting fighter. He was a lot more offensive minded before his hand issues, and he actually started moving up and he switched his style. You got to realize who did he debut? He debuted against Zab Judah at welterweight.
I think he did.
That was so you got it. That was, you know what I'm saying, after the Gotti fight and the Chop Corley fights and the Castillo. Come on, man. Like, bro, you got to be serious. You got to really truly get in here and really truly know. You got to get off Floyd's dick. You gotta really truly just look at the sport, you know what I'm saying, for what it is. Floyd brought something new to the sport. He brought a lot of attention to the lower weight classes. He was able to get a whole lot of money. He was able to do great things in the sport of boxing, twofold, by being very strategic with his moves, with regard to his fights and so on and so forth. First, secondly, in the absence of a on and cracking heavyweight division, people were not paying attention to the heavyweights. So Floyd was able to come in this motherfucker and rob us blind. You understand what I'm saying? He is what he did for the sport is great. A lot of money has been put into the sport because of him. Salute to Floyd Mayweather for what he did for the sport as a boxer, and a personality and so on and so forth. That's cool. But man, when you start talking about the greatest fighter of the last 100 years, no. The best ever, no. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even like to compare eras and shit like that, because the shit is really not fair. It's chess and checkers.
C-Ron. Hold on one second, man. Let me run through a couple of these super chats real quick. C-Ron77 for now. What's up with the timeout for saying Floyd was TBE, convo is convo? I should not be going on to get along. That's not a conversation you should have with me. That's a conversation you should have wherever times you out. Because I get so many trollish people that I let the wrenches do their job, because for the most part I find that they moderate it correctly, and it keeps from a lot of dumb shit going on, man. So I apologize if you feel like you were timed out inappropriately. So, please with C-Ron 777, please make sure you don't throw him out for just nothing. Time him out for nothing. You know what I mean? However, hey, dude, the wrenches got. I'm just telling you guys, wrenches have itchy trigger fingers around here because I never want this chat to be something that's going to get overrun or even distracted by what people consider to be trolling. You know what I mean? And my definition of trolling is very fucking wide, dude. The rest of the super chats, let me get the rest of these super chats real quick. But I apologize for that if that happened to you inappropriately. Not inappropriately. It shouldn't have happened to you. Seared said, get those likes up for the OGs. It's ludicrous what Drew is saying about Iron Mike. Man, they on you today, Drew, about that Iron Mike, man. What you got something to say about Seared 37?
It's ludicrous. It's ludicrous. I want to eat your children. Alhamdulillah. It's ludicrous that I say that Floyd Mayweather is CBE. It's ludicrous. I like to floss the gap in my teeth with Floyd Mayweather's pubic hair because it's better than dental floss.
Sound just like you.
It's better than dental floss. Costa Model is he's actually my father figure, but when he died, I never went and got help. I never went and got that help. So, Don King, I looked to the brother to take care of me, and I gave him a comb for his hair, but he didn't like it. So I think that's why he stole my money. He stole my money. So fuck him forever. Fuck him with a stick of dynamite. Fuck him and fuck Robin Gibbons and her mother. And fuck everybody. And I know Shannon Briggs wanted to get into the ring. Shannon Briggs, I'll eat your children. I want to suck your dick, but I can't. I can't suck your dick because people want to know about it, and I can't do it. But maybe we can fight on Pornhub. We can take it to Pornhub, and Floyd could referee us oiled up. We can be oiled up and smoking a blunt. We can be oiled up smoking a blunt. And let me stop before Mike hunt me down.
Yeah, me, Mike.
Find you, dog.
I want to go to Vegas. I want to go to fights and shit like that, man. I don't want him see you talking shit, bitch. No, I don't want no parts, Mike. That ain't me, bro.
Hey, how you gonna pull out the motherfucking secret talent, dog? Like that shit was spot on, dude.
Yeah, I didn't even know you could do that either, man.
I've been clowning Mike for years. I deal with a lot of his fucked up fans. I've been clowning Mike for over fucking 25 years, man.
Hey, Kid 58, nah, that shit wasn't corny. That shit was funny, dog. That motherfucker
hilarious, bro.
He would say some shit just like that, man. Is that it, Drew? I mean,
no. Well, listen. Mike is what he is. Mike is. Shout out to Siriat 357. He's the homie. He's the homie. But I believe he's from Brooklyn. Siriat, I think he's from Brooklyn. I think he's from Brooklyn. I'm not sure. But listen, the record is what it is. And the thing is, when we critique these fighters, it's out of I wouldn't want to say anger. I want to say we know that these guys could have done so much more. Floyd, like I said, he's 50-0, but he could have easily have been 55-0 because there were relevant guys that were there that he could have fought. And we can get into the black fighters that he could have fought and didn't give him an opportunity, but I don't want to turn the show in that direction. But there was other work there. You didn't have to. He was supposed to fight Paul Williams. He was supposed to fight Miguel Cotto earlier, although Cotto stopped calling his name, because he beat the shit out of Brucelis. But he was supposed to give Cotto his first loss. Okay, he was supposed to fight Paul Williams. He was supposed to go get Keith Thurman when he was hungry. He was supposed to go get that work and take it from him. You know what I'm saying? He could have made a statement. He could have easily been 54, 55-0. But he didn't do that. He played the money game. And in that aspect, he kept boxing relevant. I'll give him that. And I won't dare say that Floyd Mayweather is not a master in that ring. I'll never say that. But when you got a guy like Mike Tyson saying that you're the greatest of all time, stop, man. Stop that shit. You're not even better than, oh my God, man. You motherfuckers don't even know who Barbados Joe Walcott is.
Yeah, they do. Oh, they know. I know who he is.
No, they don't. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, stop. To say that he's better than all of those guys, it's up for debate. And I mentioned the time machine. How would he have done in the 80s? With the Duran and Leonard and Tommy Hearns? How would he have done in that era? We don't know. To say that he's better than those guys, and see, Callie's absolutely 100% right. Those guys fought each other, man. Those guys fought each other. Floyd, motherfuckers was waiting in line. Like when the Floyd Mayweather sweepstakes, we laughed at it, but the shit wasn't funny, man. Sweepstakes? No. If you're in line, you're supposed to fight. You're supposed to fight, man. That's crazy.
You know you left out, Drew? Sergio Martinez. Continue.
Sergio Martinez was there. He was there. And although Sergio wasn't like a welterweight, Floyd already done fought at 152, 154. He did it already. So go get that Sergio Martinez work. There was work there available. Don't give me Robert Guerrero. Who didn't know that he was going to beat Robert Guerrero? Come on, man. Okay. You fought Canelo. Okay.
Andre Berto.
Come on, man. Don't give me Andre Berto, man. And there's no respect to Andre Berto. I met him a couple of times. Solid dude, but I mean, look. When Victor Ortiz fought Andre Berto, Floyd was there. He was in attendance. So we knew. And that was at the time that Berto was lighting shit up. And he was beating the shit out of people. And he was undefeated. He was next in line. He hit a bump in the road against Ortiz. And Floyd said, all right, I'm fighting the winner. You know what? He could have pumped the brakes on that, because I just think Ortiz had a really good night that night. And there's evidence of that because we saw what happened in the rematch, but whatever. So he fought Victor Ortiz because he fought the winner that night. Whatever, man. But I think personally he should have left Ortiz alone and went in another direction. This picking and choosing and shit. But by then, Floyd already built such a solid, unconditional fan base that they didn't give a shit what he did. And that's the danger in this. The people are fans of fighters. They're not fans of the sport. That's the difference.
True.
Yeah.
I kind of ran off a little bit because I wanted you to talk about the what they said in the super chat. So I still have another super chat to go through.
Okay.
Oh no, go ahead, finish up though. I just.
Oh, okay. They coming for you about Mike Tyson. Fuck Mike. Look at the record. How about that? Fuck Mike. Look at the record. Go look at the record and tell me who he's better than. Tell me who he's better than. When you say he's an all-time great, some motherfuckers have him top 3. All right.
Who
is he better? Yo, I'm telling you, I talk to a lot of stupid ass people. You know what? I'm not even gonna call them stupid for having their own opinion. I'm just saying I talk to a lot of people. Yeah, a majority of them, and a majority of them are born in 2000. So come on, man. You have Mike top 3 all time over Larry Holmes, or will he beat Holmes? Look at the body of work. You have him top 3. You have him next to Muhammad Ali. You have him next to George Foreman.
Hey, pause, man, for erratic, just a spontaneous shut up, you fucking idiot. Dude, listen to this stupidity this motherfucker just wrote. Fanon is a fan of fighters, not the sport. How the fuck can you be a fan of boxing without being a fan of boxers? It's 2 fucking fighters in the fucking ring. See, I like that because I've heard people say that stupid shit, and what that means is I'm not objective, right? That's what you're trying to imply. Then I am a fan of this fighter, and I don't see any. Dude, shut the fuck up. I'm a fan of fighters. Yes, I am, and I will fucking tell you which fight. Because why would I watch boxing if I'm not a fan of the fighters? Are you a fan of? Oh, I'm a fan of basketball. I'm not a fan of teams. Who the fuck says stupid shit like that? I'm a fan of football, but I'm not a fan of any football teams. How can I possibly be a fan of boxing without fucking being a fan of a boxer? Okay, this is the type of stupidity, dog, that I love to highlight every once in a while. Do not come around me with your cliche stupid shit, because I will fucking tie your stupidity around your fucking neck and choke you. Stop. That shit is stupid, what you just said. But I know you've heard it enough times without anybody checking you on it that you didn't think anybody would check you on it. Of course I'm a fan of boxers.
He typed that and said, I nailed it.
Who the fuck is going to autograph my fucking pictures? Mauricio Suleiman? You stupid motherfucker. Who?
He thought he got you though, Fanon. He thought he had you there.
He thought he had a ringer up there.
And it's crazy because I literally just said that. I said some people are fans of fighters. Now let me elaborate on that real quick. When I say that, I'm making reference to the Floyd fans. How many Floyd fans that I've met that don't even watch boxing anymore since he retired? 1 billion of them. Well, not a billion.
Same here, bro.
But I know
Same
enough of
here.
them. As soon as Manny Pacquiao lost and they thought it was over, when Marquez looked like he bodied him, like he died in the ring. You don't have look. How many pro Manny Pacquiao channels was on YouTube at the height of the Floyd?
Drew,
where are they now?
Pro Manny Pacquiao channel for every Filipino.
Yep, they're all going. Well, you know what? Hold on, Callie. They're still there, but if you look at the date, they stopped putting content like 4 years ago. Okay, and some of the motherfuckers had like over 1,000 subs. So if they were smart, they'd have kept with it. If they were smart, but you see, that's a prime example. Same thing with the Flomo channels. There were Flomo channels made in response to them. So there's 1,001 pro Floyd channels and pro Manny Pacquiao channels that are on YouTube right now with over 1,000 subs. And once those motherfuckers went away, boxing kinda went back to normal, which is what I hoped. Kinda went back to normal. But they stopped putting out content. Why? Because they were fans of one fighter. Those are not fans of the sport. And that's the fucking problem here. See, we could be fans of fighters, but we overall support the sport. And we try and maintain a certain level of integrity of a big level of integrity of the sport. And that separates us from them.
Man, if I ain't a fan of fucking the sport of boxing, I don't know who the fuck is a fan of the sport of boxing. Dude, I cover 4 motherfucking videos a day, every fucking day, and we ain't got a boxing match. We ain't had a boxing match in 2 months, and don't know if we're gonna have a boxing match for another 4 months. And I'm still gonna do 4 fucking videos a day. Still gonna get up and listen to Junior the Truth in the morning. And that's a funny motherfucker, dude. I gotta tell you, got to subscribe to the Punch Junkie Morning Show, dude. The most underrated boxing channel in all of fucking YouTube, without a doubt, dog. You don't really need to. I'm telling you, check around Punch. Check out the Punch Junkie Morning Show, dude, and tell me this dude don't know his boxing, dog. But look. You know that people are fans of boxing when they can correct you, when they can have this conversation. Cali Enigma said, first of all, Cali's a fan of boxing because he said, there was a point in time where people didn't even have rounds, right? And then somebody else on the panel going to say, well, yeah, but that was in the 1690s to 1720, during that time frame. But the Marquess of Queensberry rules kicked off in the late 90s. Dude, if you can get a panel of people that have that type of conversation, they're fans of the fucking sport, dude. Okay?
Hold on.
Fanon was dead 100 fucking years, and I put him as my number 2 heavyweight.
Fanon, I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I'm looking at the chat. Mr. Rude Meister?
Yeah, he's funny.
Yeah. Say something else. Say something else. See what happens. Say something else.
I know why Junior the Truth. I'm going to tell you about yourself, Rude Master. You think I don't see you. You put in a comment back a little while ago that Mike Tyson looked up to white fighters. First of all, as critical as motherfuckers are around here, don't nobody think Mike Tyson don't fucking rep black people. He always is. He's a fan of Muhammad Ali. He's a fan of Joe Louis. He's a fan of boxing. What he'll do is he'll talk about Jack Dempsey. He'll talk about fighters like that, but he doesn't hold him any higher regard than he holds Muhammad Ali. The motherfucker just said Floyd Mayweather Jr. was the greatest fighter in 100 years. He might be, a little whoop whoop, but dude, Mike ain't like that now. Mike ain't like that. He's not like that. But you bringing that dumb shit up makes me think there's something funny with you. And your name is Rude Master. So you kind of got a bullseye on your fucking head, and I never seen you before.
Yeah, he got a bullseye on his head, and I shot him in it. I just shot him in it.
Say again?
He got a bullseye on his head, and I just shot him in it.
Yeah,
perfect hit.
You just walked into everybody's living room. This is an LDBC living room. You walking into the house, fucking pissing on the furniture and shit. Somebody's gonna throw you the fuck out. So just act polite until you get your system together, dude.
Well, since he wanted to be insecure with his closet racism, all right, because he's saying Mexican fans are real boxing fans. No one said shit about Mexican fans. So how about this, Mr. Rude Meister? Fuck Mexican fans. How about that? I said Victor Ortiz. I said Victor Ortiz got his ass whooped.
Come on, bro.
I said Victor Ortiz got his ass whooped.
Come on, bro.
That's right. I done crashed the plane. I done kicked the door in the cockpit. I kicked the door in the cockpit and crashed the plane. And you know what? He just exposed himself. I know what the fuck his thought process is. You bring up Floyd Mayweather and how another black fighter, although he's out of his fucking mind, named Mike Tyson, said that Floyd is the greatest of all time. And who did Floyd make a career of beating the ass of? A bunch of fucking Mexicans. So fuck you. You goddamn right. I just kicked in the cockpit, took over the plane, and crashed that bitch into a building. Damn. Fuck you, Mexican fighters. How about that? Damn. Since you want to take that, stop your hitting racism shit. Ain't no one shit on Mexican fighters until you came here and put your shit in caps. So this is my cap. I just capped you in your fucking forehead. Damn. Eat a dick. Eat a dick. Come back as another name. You will get shot again.
See why I got to throw you out early? Because see what you done did? You done got me in trouble with all my Mexican subscribers. Because Drew just said, fuck all the Mexican fighters.
Fuck him.
And we got to get him Cali quickly because he's putting in super chats to get his word off. So I know at this point.
And fuck Chavez 89-0. He ain't fighting nothing but a bunch of cab drivers.
Damn. He didn't have an amateur career, dude.
And fuck him.
He didn't have an amateur. Hey, Cali Enigma, I live in a place where Manny Pacquiao is God to a lot of people. Believe me, I enjoy laughing in their faces. Rue Master is RuPaul. Floyd is a coon. See, you had hey, but look, man, there was no need for the super chat, Cali. I promise I was coming to you, dude, because I'm gonna ask you. I'm moving into I had something special for you. As I said, we weren't going to talk about it, but we will talk about it towards the end of the show, which is there was a great interview by Jason Whitlock. Didn't think I was going to stir up no shit, huh? But we're not going to be allowed to make any comments about any type of issues between any people other than Jason Whitlock, period. Okay? We ain't getting into any of that other shit. What was your take on the Jason Whitlock? And definitely go check out the interview with Jason Whitlock. You know, it was very, very fucking entertaining. And so what was your thoughts on the interview with Jason Whitlock that took place over on Barbershop Conversations? Did he convince you that he was not a bootlicking coon or not? Cali?
No, he stood on his coon, on his coon status. I got to give him credit for that. That's the only credit I'll give him for. He's a proud coon. He's going to continue to live his life, and he will die as a coon. Every day he wakes up, he has to put on he puts on the black paint on his face all the time. So we all know that he wears blackface every single day. He's a minstrel show. He's proud to be a minstrel show every day. He gets up in the morning. And then of course, you look how sloppy he was sweating. So in order to prevent himself from sweating on camera, he has to go roll in mud and slop every day, which is what he does. So he has to go out on his farm and roll in slop. And then he gets on camera, and then that prevents him from sweating. So, there's nothing that he said that convinced me, that changed my mind, that he isn't what he is. But what Fred did was he got him to relax, and then he got him to open up. And when he opened up, he started to prove himself to be even more of a coon. He went on. He kind of contradicted himself over and over and over and over and over again, and it was pretty disgusting. At first I was annoyed by the dude, but I decided, I'm not gonna let this dude bother me. This dude is what he is. We know these type of people that exist in society. He's there to be a rabble rouser and disrupt the black community. That's his job. Go ahead.
If you could use, just because there might be some people that didn't see the interview. If there's something if there's a contradiction, give an example of what a contradiction was that he had, right? So people can kind of have a reference point for it.
Yeah, when he tried to speak up on LeBron James, well, then he admitted that he was contradicting himself. But when he tried to say that LeBron James used Michael Jordan as a way to draw attention to himself, as a way to try to state that black folks were out getting attacked on a regular basis by the police and stuff like that. And then when he went on to say that he said that his cousin was shot by the police, and that he felt like that black folks are in danger at that time himself. It's like, man, it's the same thing, bro. The brother went out for a jog and he got murdered. Well, he didn't get murdered by the police, but he got murdered by white folks. So to me, that's a similar situation right there. And of course, we've seen other black folks get murdered by police. And then LeBron James speaking up on that, and he said he doesn't believe that LeBron. I mean, look, this is not a contradiction, but how do you know that LeBron James, and you know LeBron James can't feel the empathy for other black folks as a black man? I don't care how much money he has, he's still black. He can feel empathy for Arbery. He could feel for Ahmaud Arbery. He could feel empathy for him getting shot. Watching that camera there, if that didn't impact you, I mean that stuff that made me cry, bro. I ain't gonna lie. When I watched the video of Ahmaud Arbery getting shot, I was angry. So and I'm not related to Ahmaud Arbery. So for him to say that LeBron James can't have feeling the empathy for him, it's nonsense. But yeah, when he stated that LeBron James, I'm sorry about that. When he was speaking on behalf of black folks, and LeBron James saying that it's not dangerous for black folks to go outside and get murdered, whether it's by police or by white folks outside, and he has to be worried about that. Yes, he does have to be worried about that. That is where he's that's his complexion. That's something the history in this country proves that we do have to be concerned about stuff like that. And for him to try to state that when it happened to his cousin, when he said his cousin got gunned down by the police department, that's evidence right there. And on fact, the evidence of black folks that being murdered by police, really not that much longer after that video came out, we had the brother in Indianapolis, his hometown, get gunned down by the police. So let's not try to act like this is something that doesn't happen and that black folks aren't concerned by this. That's a contradictory that he felt concerned about it when it was his cousin, but when it wasn't his cousin, he said basically what he tried to state is that nobody really can have empathy for anybody else who's been murdered other than somebody that you're related to. And that's absolute BS. Even though I'm not trying not to curse anymore, I'm trying to get rid of it with an N-word and things of that nature, but that's nonsense. And that to me, that's a contradictory for him to go out there and state that, oh, well, I felt that way, but then again, he was just trying to, separate us. Man, you can't put your face. I mean, you can't put your mind in somebody else's mind. You can't think for somebody else. And it's clear as day that most black folks are bothered by these incidents, and he knows this. So I believe he stated that on purpose to try to draw a distinction between really he just wanted to point out LeBron. He didn't really speak on behalf of black folks. He's just speaking on behalf of LeBron, like LeBron being rich and living the way that he lives. He can't have any empathy for Ahmaud Arbery because Ahmaud Arbery is some dude and some brother in Georgia who may not have had the kind of wealth that LeBron James has. So that doesn't mean anything. And I'm sorry, that doesn't mean anything. You can't think for LeBron James. You can't. So there's something there. I forgot why he brought up why he has issues with LeBron James and stuff like that. And then what he did do during the conversation, he always tried to compare his athletic career to LeBron James. At time, like, dude, you didn't have much of an athletic career. I mean, congratulations for getting a chance to getting a football scholarship and going to play for Ball State, and then you took advantage of your education and went into journalism. But to try to compare your situation to LeBron James, everybody knew what LeBron James was going to be from early on, or at least from about 14 years old. People knew what LeBron James was going to be. So no one ever thought about you that way. So stop trying to compare your athletic career to his. It was never, your career was never headed in that direction. So, and he seems to have a empathy, like envy. He seems to envy, to be very envious of LeBron James' life and the way things worked out for LeBron James because of his gifts. So he feels like he has to target them, and then he also feels like he has to target other black athletes. But yeah, that was one of the main contradictions. There were others. I'm gonna have to go back and look at them, and I'll speak up on my show. But there was other contradictions as well. But man, I was so annoyed by dude, and then I was so frustrated by the stuff. But I just kind of just wanted to let it go and just act like I knew it happened, but I just decided that. As far as I'm concerned, I don't watch his show. I don't pay attention to his show. Every now and then clips will come up and get popped up in my homepage. I refuse to pay attention to, Jason Whitlock. I just saw Jason Whitlock on Twitter, because you go on Twitter at times, you see if it's a tweet for somebody like LeBron James, it's gonna pop up there. If you get somebody responding to somebody with a blue check mark, expect something significant, you're gonna see it right away when you first go on Twitter. And that's when I saw Jason Whitlock's response to LeBron James. Like, man, every time he has to be the opposite. He can never agree. He can never empathize with black folks. I feel like it seems like he feels like he has to prove to the two white people that he's on their side. He always has to prove that they're right. He has to prove that he's not one of us. He's not like us. He's different from us. Just make sure make sure that I just want you guys to do I'm trying to do everything I can to keep my job, to let you know that I'm always gonna back you. I'm never gonna turn on you, master. And that's the way I view Jason Whitlock. I think Jason Whitlock does everything for sensationalism, to draw attention, and also to keep his job. And that's why I don't mess with dude, and I haven't messed with dude in a long time, and I haven't watched his show, and I'm not going to watch his show. I have zero interest in watching it. To me, it's not, he wasn't that great on sports in the first place. I mean, he did write good articles in the past before he turned into this, but once he's decided to go this route, I was done with him, man. I'm like, I'm not going to keep listening to this dude. And there's people who still watch his show daily just to complain about it. I don't understand, man. Tune this dude out, man. You do not have to turn the show on FS1. You don't have to turn it on. You don't. You don't have to watch him. You don't have to watch Marcellus Wiley, who's actually conducts himself in the same manner, or any other brother who conduct themselves in this manner. I refuse to pay attention to Floyd Mayweather. I don't follow Floyd Mayweather on Twitter. I don't follow him on Facebook or Instagram. So when he says stuff, it has to be, that information has to be passed to me, because I don't know what he says, because I don't care. And then unless he would, because I know he's going to try to do something to disrespect black folks, whether it's go purchase more Gucci gear in the face of a controversy where Gucci is perceived to be, or said, or has done something racist, not perceived, has done something racist. And it's sad, but unfortunately, Floyd Mayweather has given a lot of black folks the green light to go ahead and watch wear Gucci, just like folks will continue to watch NFL like Junior the Truth states, says all the time, and fools are going to continue to do whatever it is that's not discipline that we're required, that we need to do in order to stop supporting, in order to benefit ourselves, in order to send a message. I mean, there's people out here still going to keep Showtime. I guarantee you a lot of folks will keep Showtime anyway, even though what Paul Malignaggi is going out there spouting this garbage about there's no racism in the 21st century, even though I find stuff every day. Sorry about that, man.
Pretty quick, or we're going to run over very, very far.
Okay.
So no, I'm just giving you maybe like another 30 seconds or so to wrap up your point.
Okay, yeah, it's just a discipline, man. And so Jason Whitlock, just want to finish up. Jason Whitlock is doing, what his bosses want him to do, and he's gonna go up far and beyond what his bosses want him to do in order to make sure that he stays in the good graces of his boss. And that's why he's never going to change, and that's why he wanted to come here on LDBC platform and say that garbage, that what he said. He wanted to make sure that even within the platform of of black people, he'll still conduct himself in the same manner. Just in case they come across us later, they'll know that he said what they wanted him to say.
Hey, let me get to real quick, man. Let me get to let me check these super chats, dude, and I want to make sure, because we are going to go a little longer today, as long as the panelists can actually don't have to leave. Jason Whitlock is an Uncle Ruckus. Oh, Cali Enigma Source, I got that. Justin States, get my cash. Much love in that super chat. He said Jason Whitlock is an Uncle Ruckus. Eric Jenkins said Cali, he wants you to become a good Christian. We all need it. First of all, man, I think talking about Jason Whitlock is good in the extent that you get to talk about what it is that he said and not necessarily him, because I never paid attention to the dude. All I know about Jason Whitlock as a person is that he is an extremely, extremely talented writer. Like, extremely talented writer. But it just goes to prove to you the same thing that you see with boxing writers, boxing media guys. They are people that know where to put commas and semicolons. That's what they're trained to do. They know how to write a good title. They know how to move an article through, write a boxing article because they are journalists. That's what he is. He is a journalist. And his basics core skill set, he's very, very good at. Him, from what I heard of him, from what I heard that he said, from what he said, he's full of shit. And he knows he's full of shit. And what he's saying for entertainment value. Because I do believe that he's a very, very bright guy. And he's a very talented writer. Literally, and I mean when I say he's a talented writer, like I read what he writes, I don't listen to what he says. I just read how he writes it, how his sentences are structured, his use of grammar, his the way that he draws a picture in your mind. So he has a skill set that allows him to speak allows him to communicate on the level that he's communicating at. He is as good at writing as, say, many of the professional basketball players are at doing what they do. So first and foremost, when I think of Jason Whitlock, before I talk about what he actually says, I think that his ability to do what he gets paid to do is something that people that want to get into that should look at. You should see, like, why the fuck is this dude even on box? Read his writing, and you'll see that it's like, oh, he's there because whatever dumb shit that they want him to say, he says it well. Kind of like, but not at the level of like a Martin Luther King. They don't matter what Martin Luther King Jr. gets up and says on a podium, that shit's going to sound good because he knows how to sing. He knows how to sing when he talks. You know what I mean? And he knows how to motivate. He knows how to develop energy. Other than that skill set that Jason Whitlock has, he's a fucking idiot. And he's a reason why you should never listen. I believe that you should never listen to celebrities about topics like this because the shit that he says is fucking stupid, right? But he says it in a way that is very convincing. Perfect. One example for that for me is this. In this conversation he said that his father owned a business. Everything about his father was black. You can tell that Jason Whitlock, as he walks around and he moves, is a black dude, right? You can look at old pictures of him with the Steve Harvey suits and the gold chain hanging on the outside. You can listen to how he speaks when he's comfortable. You know he's been around a lot of black people. So he comes from a black neighborhood most likely, but what he said was that his dad carried a gun with him, but he never carried that gun with him because of white people. He carried it because of black people, right? And so my thought to that is, so the fuck what? You live around black people. Who the fuck else is going to rob your dad but black people? The reason why there's so much black on black crime is because of fucking proximity. You live near black people. If you live near white people, you get shot by white people. If you live by black people, you have a higher probability of being shot by black people. The fact that you live in black communities is why crime is rampant within black communities against black people, because we live together. Same thing applies to Asian people. Most crimes committed and murders committed against Chinese people in America are caused by other Chinese people because they live near Chinese people in Chinese neighborhoods. Same thing goes for white people. They live in white neighborhoods. They get shot by white people. But we have the opportunity to also walk and chew bubblegum at the same fucking time. The same issue, the same result does not come from the same cause. First of all, what LeBron James said was true. When he's saying this is some crazy language that's used to incite people, Jason, you stupid motherfucker. He saw a black man get hunted down live on videotape. That's what happened. The guy saw a black man running, saw two white dudes in a truck driving behind him, and a third one video cameraing him, and they pull out a fucking shotgun and shoot him. That is seeing a black man get hunted. So this motherfucker acts like what LeBron James said wasn't exactly what LeBron James saw. He said, damn, people are out here hunting motherfuckers and guns. That's why he said the shit. So Jason, did he see somebody get hunted? Yes, he saw it. So why would you think it's unreasonable for him to describe something that he saw the way he saw it? The second, but Jason Whitlock is smart enough to know that, because Jason Whitlock plays these games when he's talking. And I tell you guys all the time, learn your fucking logical fallacies. I feel like a fucking old ass man telling you this. Before you talk to some fucking body like that, like him, learn your logical fallacies. Because if you understand what a red herring is, he can't use it. When you know that's what he's doing, when he puts words in your mouth, say, for example, you say, hey, I don't believe that, I think black men should carry guns because of this. And he says, oh, so what you're telling me is that we need to go and hunt white people down in their neighborhoods? No, fucking Jason, I didn't say that shit. I said black people should have guns. You're taking that shit all the way to some conclusion that I never drew, and then having an argument with yourself about it to refute something that I never fucking said. That's what Jason Whitlock and these guys do on television all the time, which is why I'm saying, if you want to learn something from these guys, learn something about how to present yourself to a television camera, right? The technique that Stephen A. Smith uses. That's what Stephen A. Smith is good for, the actual skill set that he has, which is journalism. But when they start talking about life lessons, things that happen in the black community, you have been black every day of your fucking life. You do not need these motherfuckers to tell you what the experience is. They have no better standing to tell you shit than you have yourself. So when this motherfucker talks about going to church, you need to go to church. The fuck does church have to do with this, dude? We're talking about whether or not, if you're talking about LeBron James specifically, and then the LeBron James shit. Listen to what this stupid shit this motherfucker said. I was took back because he said LeBron is in this special class, right? Because he was known that he was going to be a super athlete since the beginning, since he was 14 years old. Do you know how many motherfuckers there are in black neighborhoods that are propped up like they're the next king of the fucking world because they can dunk a basketball at age 12 and 13 in every fucking city, in every fucking state in this country? There's constantly people coming out like that. And two occasions like Kevin Garnett and like Allen Iverson took his famous ass to fuck to jail over some shit he didn't even fucking do. So since in Virginia, they put Allen Iverson away in jail for being involved in a school fight as an example, why would that affect, why would his star status, because he's like the best football player to ever come out of the state of Virginia. He was this mega fucking athlete and they threw his ass in fucking jail. Why didn't he get the LeBron James treatment? Dude, if LeBron James would have fucking stepped halfway fucking sideways in Akron, Ohio, been somewhere where somebody got robbed or some shit like that, they would have thrown his ass under the fucking jail and made a fucking example of him, like they made with Allen Iverson and like they made with Kevin Garnett. Because Kevin Garnett's ass was also about to get put the fuck out of school or in jail in South Carolina, and that's why he had to transition all the way to Chicago to play his senior year. So my thing is, if you're going to talk to these motherfuckers, dude, know what the fuck they are going to... First of all, they've said this shit over and over and over again, so you got plenty of fucking time to formulate a way, if you're going to talk to them, to fucking go at these motherfuckers on the ridiculous statements that these dudes make. Your father carried a gun in a black neighborhood because your father lived in a black neighborhood. If your father lived in a white neighborhood, his ass would have to carry a gun for an entirely different reason. When you run down the fucking... I, without a doubt, feel no doubt whatsoever, I could run down the middle of the street in a black neighborhood and I don't have to worry about somebody just looking out the window and being like, oh, let's chase his ass down the street. I think he might have robbed some fucking body. But the same person, if you put him in a white neighborhood and they go run down the street full fucking speed, I'm telling you, slow your ass fucking down, go jog at the fucking track, because you have a good chance that some fucking cowboy motherfucker who might have went right before in the morning, there's a nigga running down my street. Dude, that shit is really real. Anyway, pass this to Junior the Truth, man. What's your thoughts on that stuff, man?
Man, I have a little bit of a different thought process, and it's going to be unpopular. For me, I didn't watch Whitlock on Barbershop Conversations. Salute to Fred. Salute to Barbershop Conversations. I have literally cut Jason Whitlock out. I don't listen to him. I don't pay any attention. Oddly enough, last week we had a conversation via the Punch Junkie Morning Show, and it went on through Cali Enigma and reverberated through the LDBC about this very topic with Jason Whitlock's conversation about LeBron James. Excuse me. And we said, look, we're not going to listen to him no more. We're not going to talk to him. We're not going to we're not going to interact. We're not none of that. And I said, hey, I'm going to create a meme where we're going to black out. And I created the meme, and everybody shared the meme. And we said, no more Whitlock. We're not going to listen, and so on and so forth. And then he popped up on Barbershop Conversations, and then everybody went over there and listened to him and all of that kind of stuff, man. And I'm different. You know what I'm saying? I love I have loved the NFL before. I haven't watched the NFL ever since the Kaepernick situation. I won't be watching NFL anytime in the future. We have to learn how to really truly channel our power and channel our energy. I feel like this is too much energy sent towards Jason Whitlock. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really truly do. I felt like when I saw, you know what I mean, that he was going to be on Fred's, I intentionally didn't watch it. I have a theory that if we really truly were going to not pay Jason Whitlock any attention and to make him null and void, because he is a tool of Fox News or the Fox network, we all know what that means. You understand what I'm saying? We understand that he is a beacon of white supremacy light that's shed on us as a constant reminder to stir up confusion. And I feel like Jason Whitlock was on his assignment. And so for me, I didn't go to the Barbershop Conversations interview. And I felt like if we was really truly on code and really truly exercising our muscle and doing what the fuck we should have did, that show should have been, the numbers should have plummeted. The numbers should have plummeted. We shouldn't have went over there. You understand what I'm saying? No disrespect to Fred. You feel me? That's my guy. That's my man, 100 grand. But that show should have been poorly attended by us, because Jason Whitlock was on there. We don't want to put some of them pretty women. Damn, I'm the only one in here. Everybody got kicked out.
Oh, you in there, nigga? I put you preaching, dog.
Okay. Yeah, I felt like that should have been the most poorly attended type of conversations. Period. Yeah, I got you. Period. So for me, it was I chose not to go over there. You understand what I'm saying? And all of this attention, and now look at what's happened. All this stuff is going on, all this buzz, and we still talking about this shit. Fuck Jason Whitlock. Fuck what he's talking about. We have to learn how to channel and use our power. You understand what I'm saying? Our power is ultimately, we dictate what's popular globally. You understand what I'm saying? When I say we, let's not get this fucked up. I'm talking about black people. I'm talking about the culture. Motherfuckers follow our lead with regard to what's popular, with regard to what's in, with regard to what is marketable. You understand what I'm saying? What people want to financially spend their money on, we dictate that. And we sitting here stirring up the pot and going back and forth with this motherfucker that obviously stands against us. It's a line. You either on this side or you not. Anybody coming out and at this point in time, you can say whatever the fuck you want to about LeBron James as a basketball player. When you start trying to muck up the water, talking about him as a social activist or how he views the world socially, when you start talking about him as a father and as a husband, you fucking up, because he's done nothing to warrant any sort of criticism. You understand what I'm saying? And when you start trying to do the red herring thing where you talking about, well, he's using this in order to combat Michael Jordan, and who the fuck is doing, man, for me, I have absolutely no desire to talk to Jason Whitlock. I have no desire to listen to him. I don't want to hear shit he says. Like I said, I had no desire to go over to Fred's platform, which I frequent, you know what I'm saying, and go and listen to him talk at all. I didn't want to hear people call in and call him all kind of fat fucks. I didn't want to hear him talk all kind of shit and dance all around everybody and try to speak to people in a condescending way. You understand what I'm saying? Try to spew his elitist jargon and drop shit all over the live cast, which is what he did. He went over to Barbershop Conversations and took a big ass shit. And everybody sitting around there and smelt it, and you still sitting around and smell it. And I get upset with us because motherfuckers have the attention span of a goddamn squirrel. You understand what I'm saying? We just said we wasn't talking to the motherfucker. We just said we wasn't paying him no attention. We just said it's a blackout. No Jason Whitlock. Then he comes out and he pokes his head out. And if you think for 1 second motherfuckers don't understand what it is that we say and motherfuckers don't pay attention to what we say in the LDBC, you're sadly mistaken. And then all of a sudden he pops up and he's going to appear on a quote unquote LDBC channel after we just said we wasn't talking about this motherfucker? And then everybody go over there and they just pay attention to what it is he's doing. And we talking about it and we're arguing about it and so on and so forth. We have the attention span of a goddamn squirrel. You understand what I'm saying? This is no different than with the Colin Kaepernick situation. You understand what I'm saying? Motherfuckers like, yeah, I stand with Cap. I stand with Cap. I stand with Cap. That shit was short-lived. And this motherfucker rolled out here and sacrificed his whole career and his whole life to prevent the situations like what's going on with Ahmaud Arbery. He spoke out for that. He sacrificed essentially his whole life and well-being to dedicate his life to doing the works to prevent these sort of situations. And you some bitches still watch the NFL and you raising black babies. And then you want to come on here and motherfucker, you're not qualified to talk to me about Jason Whitlock and what he's saying because you still watch the NFL with your punk ass. How about that? Motherfucker, you're not qualified to talk to me about social issues because you still watching the NFL and you raising black babies. Yeah. Your kids are in danger, just like Arbery. You understand what I'm saying? Just like John Crawford III, who went in Walmart here near my hometown and got killed. You motherfuckers not qualified to do nothing but do the shit that y'all do. So I don't fuck Jason. I had no desire to talk to Jason Whitlock. I had no desire to hear nothing that he has to say because he is not for pushing the line that we're pushing. He is not for the raising the social economic status of black folks. Jason Whitlock is a motherfucker that used what he got to get on. And now that he's on, he's going to do whatever the motherfuckers tell him to do because he's afraid to do without it. You understand what I'm saying? And why us who are in this motherfucking thing, clawing and scratching through the muck and the mire, doing the shit that we do to achieve the little shit that we got. Why are we concerning ourselves with what the fuck he talking about, bro? He's not for the people. You understand what I'm saying? And he's coming out to be antagonistic. He is a professional antagonist. He comes out and he's antagonistic towards any black athlete that is breaking the mold of the goddamn stereotypical $40 million slave. You understand what I'm saying? Anybody that breaks that mold, he gonna come out and he has something to say. Fuck, dude. This time, energy, and effort. Why we could have been sending positive energy to Ahmaud Arbery's mama. You understand what I'm saying? We could have been sending resources to the family to the folks that's down there on the ground. You understand what I'm saying? We should be bringing more attention to Breonna Taylor that took place in Louisville, Kentucky, to that situation where she got shot 8 times by the police who broke in her apartment unjustly and murdered her. And now they're bringing her boyfriend up on charges of attempted murder because he fired back when they did not announce themselves. They did not have a search warrant. They were in the wrong place. You understand what I'm saying? We could be bringing that attention to the situation that's going on in Indianapolis with the young man being gunned down. Come on, man. Like, but y'all want to talk about Jason Whitlock, and we going over to on the Fred's. I love Fred. We going over to his platform and argue with fucking Jason Whitlock, dog. I don't listen to Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock has little to nothing to do. No, bro. No. And until we get the ability to actually dial in and focus and stick a code and see, and for me, this is why, like, for me, bro, this is why I don't fuck with a whole lot of people, because niggas don't have no honor, bro. Niggas don't have no code. Niggas don't have no, you motherfuckers don't have no goddamn discipline, bro. We gotta have discipline. You see what I'm saying? In order to get, a man has to have a code. You got to stand on that shit. If you say some shit that, hey, man, I'm not doing this, then goddamn it, you got to stand on it. You got to be disciplined. You understand what I'm saying? I don't watch the NFL on Sundays. You know what I did? I built my platform. I built my businesses. Motherfuckers talking, man, how you fans trying to do? Motherfucker, I don't watch the NFL no more. And I use that time, energy, and effort to pour into my family. And I birth these businesses. And I grind and I work, man. Motherfuckers got to have discipline, man. The fuck we talking about Jason Whitlock? I don't want to hear nothing about no Jason Whitlock, bro. What are we going to do about the Ahmaud Arbery situation? What kind of time, energy, and effort we going to spend on that? Man, I'm done for now. Fuck Jason Whitlock.
Shout out to Junior, man.
So like I said, man, subscribe to Junior the Truth before you get out of this chat, because this dude has got an excellent mind, very, very professional. Look at it, still hot, dog. Let me take him off air for a hot second. Let me get. Wait. Wave to me when it's good, dog. Give me a wave when it's good. All right, we good?
Tell him download his app. Download his app, please.
Yeah, he's very serious about it, man. Yeah, dude, subscribe to Junior the Truth, man. Without a doubt, dude. Subscribe to Junior the Truth. Now personally, I didn't know anything about a boycott on Jason Whitlock because I already live on the same code that you're talking about. I don't fucking around waste my time. Now, I will, like, as far as talking about this today, I mean, it's just something that is out there. I know that there was enough people leaving videos, there was enough commotion around it that I figured that people would want to say something about it. Now, to the guy that just let this, Ron Finger said, I've never watched another game 4+ years. I don't watch the NFL. But with Jason, but I do. Now, this is what somebody else said, and we're gonna pass it to my man, Drew Titan. Then we'll get his, and then we'll try to wrap the show up. I know other people want to get on. But when we got a special Junior the Truth, we got to let Junior the Truth go on his. C-Ron, he said, look, man, he said, when you can learn something from everyone. So if he is considered an op or a sellout, Fred's platform gave us a chance to get inside his mind. In war, all information is valuable to an extent. Look, man, you're right. So like if somebody, I'm going to give a parallel, like whatever the fuck this is. I forget what a metaphor and an analogy. I always forget the fucking difference. One uses like or as, but here's the thing, man. If you believe that, you're dealing with somebody you don't fucking like, and yeah, they've got something that they can give you, like say they can give you a sleeping bag, right? Like, hey, I don't like these motherfuckers, but I need a sleeping bag, so let me get this sleeping bag. Now that sleeping bag might keep you warm, but that shit might also have polio in it. So I wouldn't fuck around and take the shit from the dude. The only thing that I see, and that's why I said it to begin with, the only thing that I think is constructive to get from Jason Whitlock is his ability to write a boxing article, a sports article. And when I mean his ability, I mean literally, how does he, similar to like when I'm looking at Junior, and I say, damn, why does he have fucking headphones on? What's the purpose of the headphones? It must allow him to do something, or how he carries himself. So if you want to look at Jason Whitlock and say, like, what he does well, I know what he does well. He writes well. He writes better than me, much better than me. So if you want to learn something from him, go read an article and figure out what he does to write. That you can take from him and then apply the shit something that's constructive for you. But to sit and give this dude an opportunity to say things like, for example, accusing, you got to listen to what this dude said, but you won't get the shit, right? Unless you put a bunch of pieces together. When he said Nike controls LeBron James, that's what he said. Nike controls LeBron James. And he said what LeBron James is trying to do is out black Michael Jordan, right? So you got Michael Jordan, who reports to who? Who does he get his money from? Nike. Who does LeBron James get the majority of his money from? Nike. So Nike is trying to push these guys on these social fucking issues. That's what the fuck he said. If you put it together, he blamed Nike for Michael Jordan being outspoken about something, about LeBron James being outspoken about something. He's saying that it is white liberal millionaires that are pushing this line that black people are getting hunted down. He, in essence, rejected the entire idea of racial oppression in a way that fucking Paulie Malignaggi would get fucking in all kind of shit for doing. But he thinks you don't fucking see it because he thinks you're stupid. That's what he said. That's what the fuck he said. And I didn't catch anybody catching that. He is saying that LeBron James and Michael Jordan are puppet for white liberals. And he's saying it on Fox. That's what Junior is talking about. You have to and know him making. Now, here's the thing. You can say a couple things that are true and all your shit still be bullshit. Right? Some couple things can be true. Like, hey, we need to, for example, really good point. that he said, right? And this is something you will hear from all of these type of guys, because it's those guys that are the fucking puppets. They are the mouthpieces for those guys. So when he says what we need to do is be constructive, figure out what we can do, instead of doing all this talking and complaining, what can we do to he said, he didn't say compensate for the situation, but that's pretty much what he said. We have to figure out a way to live through all of this shit and just that's what the fuck this dude is saying. But it's not Jason Whitlock. It is the people that he's working for. Now, Jason Whitlock might believe that, but he would not have the platform to say it if it was not for the other people that really believed and wanted a black face to be put on it. And the simple fact that he's having conversations with black people, and I'm telling you this because, and I don't mean to insult y'all, but I'm just telling you, if I went through agreements with you guys and I was like, me and you were doing business and you just fucking trusted me, right? And you're going to produce something for me, I will own your publishing. I will own your fucking ad. I will own you. I'll have a non-disparagement clause in that bitch where you can't say shit about me or you give up your fucking publishing. I will pay you next to fucking nothing. And what I do pay for you, you will be paying me back for the shit because I will add all kind of shit and cost to that shit and give you I'll fuck you over because you don't know what you're reading. And what you listen, you got to be careful fucking around, even listening to Jason Whitlock, because there's just enough poison in that shit for you to start thinking that what this motherfucker says is reasonable. If you don't connect the fucking dots, the whole line about black on black crime has been bullshit. Black on black crime happens because blacks live next to blacks. That's it. We don't have any greater fucking desire to kill one another than any fucking body else does. When you get killed, when shit like this happens, if you're in the business, that might lead you to where somebody cannot call the police on you. Say, give me my shit back, right? You get caught in crossfire between fucking people that are going through that type of shit. But usually it's something that you have, there's a reason for that shit. And it's usually business related, something like that causes a lot of that stuff, or alcohol or whatever. But that happens in all communities the same way. But they use this. They say, like this, what Jason Whitlock said about doing something constructive. Yes, you're 100%, Jason. You're 100% right. Black people need to stop killing each other. We need to stop selling drugs in our community. We need to stop partying and getting drunk and flying off the fucking handle. We need to do all of that. But that ain't got jack shit to do with that country fucking bumpkin chasing that man down the fucking street and murdering him. Those are two entirely different fucking problems, and one does not excuse the other. The fact that I have problems in my own house does not mean that I can walk across the street and you got a right to put a bullet in me. Because you did that shit over there. The problems that black people have in black communities are the problems we have in black communities. But the problems that we have in the grander scheme of things is a entirely different situation, and they both need to be handled. With Jason Whitlock puts it out there like, well, let's just solve this problem of us killing each other. And don't worry about the fact that you're being hunted down in the street. And that was incendiary and exciting for LeBron James to say it. But that's what LeBron James saw. So why can't LeBron James describe things the way he saw it? And why can't LeBron James just be speaking up because that's what LeBron James thinks? Why does it have to be that Nike is putting him up to it? It's inferior. The shit is just so cloaked with an inferiority complex directed at black people and a superiority feeling that he has within himself, and a paychecks coming from people that are more than willing to take advantage of it and profit from it. And I believe that the Junior Truth is 100% right. The dudes like that just need to be, you got to turn that shit all the way off, dog. You got to turn that shit all the way off. Drew, let me know your thoughts on that, man.
Well, it's really a tough act to follow after Junior. First of all, Junior's 1000% correct. However, I'm a fucking idiot sometimes, and I'll be the first to tell you that I've always been the type of person that I'm like an angry bear. When I see smoke, I went towards it. I went towards the fire. I've been pissed with Jason for a few years now. I've been pissed with him. He had some cracker on his show with a 49er jersey and a wig on, putting up the Black Power fist, making fun of Colin Kaepernick. On his show, he referred to Kaepernick as a clown. He referred to Deontay Wilder, his suit, as the Wakanda suit several times, and I was infuriated. And I went to the show because I wanted to give him, quote unquote, a piece of my mind. Now pay attention, because anyone that was there saw me in the chat, and there was people screaming at Fred, "Put Drew on." And then Ticket came on the chat, "Put Ticket on, put Drew on, put Ticket on." And what people thought was that Fred invited him there to be that clown. You ever saw the clown at the circus that sits on the stool over the bucket of water, and he's slinging insults at you, and they give you 3 tries to hit the target and dump them in the water? They thought that that's what that was. They thought that Fred was going to open up the lines early, and it was going to be one big roast session. I went there because I was going to give him a piece of my mind. And the plan was to make a statement and then call them all kinds of fat fucks. But that's small term thinking. But I was angry. You understand what I'm saying? I was fucking angry. And when you're angry, you can't think straight. Now, I'll be the first to admit that. But when I sat there and I began to listen, when the emotion got out, just when I let the emotion get out, because Freddie didn't answer the phone. He didn't open up the phone lines for like about 30 minutes. And I just listened to him. First of all, I said, shit, he showed up. Wow. So then I just started to listen to him. And okay, couple of things here. First of all, he said, us as black people, we need to develop a relationship with God. Problem number one. That's my problem number one. Then he said we need to have a good woman. All right. I don't know what the fuck that has to do with anything. And then he made reference to I have to look at it again, but he made references to getting your mind and body and soul right, or some shit he said. And I'm like, yo, you're a living and walking contradiction of everything you just said. And bingo, after I thought it, he fucking said, in a sense, I'm a hypocrite from that. Boom, conversation over. He said it on more than one occasion. He said, I'm a hypocrite. He's not married. He lives alone. And if you look at his body type, do you think that his body type is a reflection of anything that he's living? Is he eating right? He said he has a weight problem. Okay, I'm not clowning him because of that. It's easy to call him a fat fuck. He knows that. But if you can say that you're a hypocrite, why the fuck am I going to believe anything past what you just said? He's telling you how he's coming. He was very, very clear on that. He was very clear. How you going to tell me to get in touch with God? How you going to tell me to get a good woman? And you're not living that. That's like, Fanon, you have children.
Mm-hmm.
All right. How's a motherfucker going to tell you how to raise your children? And then, and he's the same age as you. How's he going to tell you how to raise your with no kids?
He can't.
He can't tell you shit. He can't tell you shit. You understand what I'm saying? And he was talking in a very condescending manner. And listen, I know the best thing to have done would be for everyone not to had tuned in. And this is not a shot at Fred. That's my brother. I love him. But what Junior's saying is absolutely correct. And when the stream ended, I even hit Fred up the next day and I said, listen, I have something to say. Now that I'm calm, I can have a conversation. I got something for him next time. But even thinking past that, and this was yesterday, I said, you know what? I don't need to talk to that motherfucker at all. Junior's absolutely right. You see, because all he did by showing up was get motherfuckers fighting amongst each other. And y'all know what I'm talking about. That's all he did. The shit got out of hand. Motherfuckers thought it was going to be some roast session. And because the way certain things was handled, I'll just say that, motherfuckers was thinking that Fred was pretty much protecting Whitlock from our venom. Now that's a whole nother conversation that has to be worked out on their end. But what I will say is this: nobody was protecting him from anything. he gave Whitlock the opportunity to show us how much of a dickhead he is. And he did several times. And then he openly admitted that he was a hypocrite. Conversation over. You understand what I'm talking about? And after that, you got motherfuckers fighting amongst each other, making response videos, reaction videos. This is what over Jason Whitlock, a guy that we don't like, a guy that doesn't like us. When I say us, I'm talking about black people. He don't like himself. He looks in the mirror. He can't be happy with himself. He cannot be happy with himself. How am I listening to you? First of all, what the fuck does LeBron James voicing his anger about what's done to another black man have to do with sales and Nike and legacy? It's two different conversations that have nothing to do with one another. Now, he might be, he's an agent. He's an agent for white supremacy. There, I said it. He's an agent. That's what it is. And it's good for his pockets. Because if he was really an OG and he stood there and ripped LeBron for everything, if he's really an OG and he was about that life, he was talking about that we're unorganized and everything else. If he was really an OG, you know what he would have did? He'd have hollered at Kaepernick behind the scenes and say, yo, look, taking a knee, that's drawing too much attention to yourself. All right, secure your contract, and I'm gonna show you I'm gonna help you move behind the scenes so we can help our people. If he was really, really, really about helping black people, he'd have did the same thing to LeBron. Yo, please keep the comments to a minimum, but why don't we put our money into our community?
Drew, he said LeBron ignores him, which is what I should have did.
Which is that's bullshit. That's bullshit. He ignored him because he attacked him first. And what I'm saying is, what he should have did was holler at him behind the scenes. You see,
no, he said LeBron. He said LeBron just don't talk to him. Just but watch him out.
But we gotta.
Yeah. The reason why LeBron ignores him is because of his track record. And I'm saying his track record didn't have to be that way. He has a job because he degrades us. That's a large part of the reason why he's employed. And he's loyal to that instead of loyal to his own fucking people. That's why LeBron ignores him. He didn't cast the first stone. This motherfucker knows the Bible. He who cast the first stone, he who is free of sin cast the first stone. Why the fuck would you, knowing what we know about him, why would we want to talk to him? I didn't want to talk to him. I wanted to curse him out. That's the difference. I didn't want to pick his brain. I sat there and listened to him until 2:21 in the fucking morning. I said, oh yeah, he's an asshole. And he's standing on the square. Thank you. That's why LeBron ain't talking to him. You see what I'm saying? You see, that's why I say he's a fucking agent. Now, if he was a real OG, all these athletes that he's criticizing, he could have went behind the scene and tried to mentor them and say, oh, look, brothers, we need to organize and get shit together. This is how we move. Because he's not stupid. He knows what he's saying. He knows what he's doing. But he's loyal to who's putting money inside of his fucking bank account. And he does it in such an articulate manner, and he talks down to us that a lot of us are not as educated. We get mesmerized by what he's saying, or not what he's saying, but how he's saying it. But I'm gonna give you the perfect reference. You could take your favorite meal, chicken and waffles, collard greens, lasagna, whatever your favorite meal, and say, yo, I could eat this every day. But if I take the lid off a fucking garbage can and put it on it and serve it to you, are you still gonna eat it? Are you still going to eat it? This is what I'm saying. That's Jason Whitlock. He's serving you shit, but it's secretly garbage. It's disgusting. That's what he's doing. So everything he said that we're about, or that we're fucked up and everything else, fine, nigga. You're complaining about it, but what are you really doing? Getting on Fox and degrading us in a clowning manner. You refer to it as the Wakanda outfit on more than one occasion. And I looked at Fred's face and he got hot at it, but he tried to maintain a certain level of professionalism. And at the end of the day, when it was over, we went there. Well, I went there, right? And I understood where Fred was going, which is why I stopped trying to call in, because I said, you know what, I'm just going to go ahead and say it. After Ticket called in and cornered him within the first 2 minutes of the show, he sat back and folded his arms and said, next caller.
which means he had no response to what Ticket said.
Hey,
He had.
we crossing into the sensitive.
I'm sorry, Fernand. I'm sorry, but everyone who was there know what happened. And my point is, when he couldn't be cross-checked, when he couldn't cross-check a Ticket, he said next caller. Mission accomplished. He won that because everybody else that called in that he felt he could fuck with, he responded to. Okay, so right then and there, I said, you know what? He knows what he's doing, and he knows who he can and cannot fuck with. He knew what he can and cannot respond to. He couldn't. The playing field was uneven. You understand what I'm saying? So now, when it was over, all we're left with is confusion, disarray, and people in our community fighting amongst each other. So he's sitting back saying, mission accomplished. We need to get right and ignore this nigga. Junior's 100% right. Because if we ignored him, none of this shit would even be a conversation. And I'm upset with myself.
Hold on 1 second. Brandon Washington, as much as you've been around here and I've seen your name, you leave another comment like that, dude, I'm throwing you the fuck out. Permanently. Because when I say leave, this is the LDBC. Everybody in here should know each other, have seen each other on different channels. This is a closed community type of conversation, even if there are people on the outside listening. And what I asked you to do was leave that shit alone. We can talk about what Jason Whitlock said, but any other shit like that, dude, go to their channels and have that conversation with them, because that ain't got shit to do with nobody on this panel.
And I'll say this, and you see, I
ask you not to bring the shit up on my platform. Not you, Junior. I mean, not you, Drew, but the dude in the comment section. So you guys wonder why I ask these cats with these with the wrenches to get rid of people so fast.
See,
there you go.
I'll keep it short. Listen, we all know what happened. It ain't got nothing to do with anybody on this panel. That's something for those two brothers to work out. And my point of making reference to that is because being that we gave that coon energy, not as a disagreement in the community where it didn't need to be. If we didn't pay him any mind in the first fucking place, and I'm guilty of it, I'm dead guilty. I'm dead to rights. But if we didn't give that coon any energy, the show would be over right now, Fernand. You dig what I'm saying? Giving this motherfucking energy is how we got here. So I'm just, in my opinion, everyone should just wipe their brow, move on. He's a coon. He proved it for 3 hours on Fred's show. Move on. That's it. Forget the presentation. Forget the internal beef, the response videos. Please, we're better than that. We're better than that. And I participated in it.
Piece of advice real quick to people that want to grow their boxing channels. And I think I got a little bit of reason to say it because I got a fairly decent sized channel, right? The first way for your channel never to fucking grow is to do response videos.
Yep.
Your shit will never fucking grow because nobody's interested in that shit. They want to come and hear about boxing. If you have a boxing channel, the second you start getting into that shit and distracting yourself from where you want to go is the moment you will be stuck at 102 subs for the rest of your fucking life. Leave the shit alone for your own betterment. If you want to talk about it, you can do it in a live stream, do something like that if you're talking to other people. But I'm telling you, I have never seen a channel that deals with that deals in that type of shit, truly be successful over the long haul. So it's just as a boxing content creator, it's not the shit is you're just donating your channel to the fucking trash can. Because if you get subscribers off of them, they're not the type of people that you want around in the long run. If they're attracted to you because you're shitting on Fred or shitting on Ticket or shitting on 78 or shitting on Junior the Truth or shitting on Drew or Callie, then that's the content that they're going to want to keep hearing from you. And eventually, you're not going to have that content. And once you don't give them that, they're going to flip on you or they're not going to come back. So please, You can please continue. Because that way, me, Junior the Truth, and Drew ain't gonna ever have any fucking competition from you bitches. You're gonna sit around and fumble around and wonder why your shit ain't growing. Fucking stay focused, dude. Stay focused.
I just said early in the conversation, there's 1,001 pro Pacquiao channels sitting there on YouTube right now that hasn't had content in over 5 fucking years. And if you look at their subs, they got over 1,000. Now, why aren't those channels they haven't moved in 5 years? Because their content was loyal to one, not the sport of boxing, but to one boxer. And he's not, although he beat Thurman, he's not moving right now. So all the response videos, all you're doing is adding fuel to the flames. Whether you agree with one or disagree with the other, it don't matter. And plus, on the sidebar, you got people that don't like us already as a community that's going to come in and side with you just for the sake of confusion and fucking you up and fucking us up and trying to make us implode internally. Stop the bullshit. Stop the bullshit. The response videos are unnecessary. Please.
Real quick, let me I'm gonna say one thing, pass it to Callie, and then we're gonna wrap up. One thing I do want to tell you though is, along with Junior the Truth said, Jason Whitlock's primary job is to make white people feel comfortable that everything we're talking about is bullshit. That's his number one job. If black people say some shit that might get white people wondering whether or not some bullshit's popping off, you got this coon ass nigga right here to tell them, no, this motherfucker's just making shit up. He needs to be he need to be happy. I don't understand what the problem is. That's what Jason Whitlock's main job is, to make white people that hear him speak feel as if the way that they think about the situation is reasonable because there are black people that agree with what they say. If black people were on code and united, it would be much more difficult to pull that shit off. Similarly to what happens with Jewish people. They are on fucking code about that Holocaust shit. Like, you say some shit about that Holocaust shit, start talking crazy about that shit, your ass is gone. And any Jewish person that stands out there acting like the shit ain't reasonable, they will destroy that motherfucker, dude. There's a professor from the University of Chicago. I can't remember what his name is, but he goes back and forth with what's the professor from Harvard, the law professor from Harvard?
Cornel West, you talking about?
Not Cornel West. It's a law professor. He worked with OJ. It starts with a D. Fuck. Can't remember his name, but anyway, it's just enough to say these two. Just basically, it's these two guys. One is an expert, PhD on Palestine, and he basically is like pro-Palestine, but he's Jewish, and he talks about a lot of the same issues that other people talk about with like the Holocaust and all of like an industry around it. Dude, this motherfucker cannot work for saying that shit. Can't work. Lost his tenure. He tried. This motherfucker is one of the best professors in the country on political science, was working for the University of Chicago. He said some shit. He said some shit about Palestine. This Alan Dershowitz. Yep, Alan Dershowitz is the guy from Harvard. And then the other guy, it's not Weinstein. It's something close to Weinstein, though. I know it's not Harvey Weinstein, but it's somebody close to him. Dude is a fucking monster intellectual that cannot get a fucking job. Because these motherfuckers, like, we don't care about the truth. We care about you fucking up our message, and this Holocaust shit ain't happening again. But black people, we don't have the ability. We don't even have the ability or the desire or whatever it is to do that. If Jason Whitlock really believed that him saying that shit was a threat to his fucking livelihood and not a fucking benefit of it, he wouldn't open his fucking mouth. He keeps his fucking mouth shut, just like some say you might be living in a block with heavy drug sales going on. Your ass ain't calling the fucking police because you live in the middle of that motherfucking block. And if somebody finds your ass for doing that shit, you could be in a lot of trouble. So you might just sit and let the shit go by because of fear. That's the way that shit works with all that Holocaust talk. But black people, we don't do that. So it's very, very easy. Nor am I saying necessarily we should, but it's very easy just to have somebody that figures, oh, well, the LDBC, there are a bunch of channels that are talking about boxing and pushing black fighters and all that. Hey, I'll make a channel talking shit about them. And I'll do that full time, and I'll get a lot of attention from people because I do that. It's the same dynamic that I see with Jason Whitlock relative to the black athletes. He's gonna sit on the outside, be the one taking shit on them, taking shits on them, and especially if they say something about white folk not being good to them when they got all this money, because that's what he's saying. Nigga, you got all that money, you ain't got nothing to complain about. So the second you get some money in your hand, or you get comfortable, racism and the problems of the neighborhood that you come from and the neighborhood that your kids might wind up back at never fucking matters. And that's the strength for people that think they've made it. That's the danger, because with the situation that we're in, you're a fucking bad check from being in a black neighborhood, dude. You're a bad fucking experience. Like my wife, and Junior the Truth knows this. Junior the Truth is an educated dude. Has his own businesses. His wife, you're an alpha, so I assume that your wife is an educated person, and you kind of run in those circles. But you know what the fuck happens if something happens to Junior and his mother, and his wife, what could happen to his kids? His kids will then be black kids, and one may be successful, the other one might not have money. So if your kid is the one that does not prosper, then he's right back in the cycle. He or she is right back in that cycle that Junior the Truth and his wife thought he got out of, which is why no matter where you get in your community, no matter how much money you get, how far away you move from it, it is essential, in my opinion, that you represent the reality of what's going on in black neighborhoods, because you are one bad fucking incident from your whole family being right back there. Because it's not a class in the extent that all this idea about how much money you're going to have and I'm going to make generational wealth for my children and all that shit. Dog, how many motherfuckers kids? I know kids of Muhammad Ali that are fucking grew up in the fucking projects. I know kids of his that grew up in the projects. Don't tell me that shit can't happen to Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s kid, that shit, grandkids. Don't tell me that shit can't happen to any of these dudes' kids, because that shit's not fucking promised. So defend your community, because that's where your grandkids, you never leave your community. You never really leave that shit. Anyway, Cali Enigma, man. Let me know what you think about this subject. After that, we're going to wrap it up. And
wait, hold on. I'm sorry for now. I got a boogie. Right now. All right,
man. Drew, give me what's up. And I know you out. Go ahead, man.
Yeah. Find me at Drew Titan. I'll be LDBC Strong tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone tune in. Talking about health and wellness. Shout out to OG Boxing Talk for now. Thank you, Junior. Great seeing you. You got to do this again when you ain't in church. Cali, one love, brother. I'll talk to you. Peace to the mighty LDBC. Peace to the chat, man. Love y'all, brothers.
All right, man.
All right. Yeah, man. First, I want to say real quick that I'm not going to hold you up long. I want to apologize to everybody once again. Cause like you said, I've been working on myself, definitely trying to become a better person. You guys know I don't really curse much. Try to go out of my way not to say the N-word anymore. And you know what I'm saying? Listen to Jason Whitlock. It wasn't even about Whitlock. I just wanted to watch Fred's channel because I really don't get a chance to do it. But Whitlock came on there, and that was my bad. I should have tuned it out. So, but that's why I wanted to apologize to my brother Gene the Truth, because me and him, we spoke about this behind the scenes, and about tuning this dude out, and I apologize to him about it from going back on my word. And I'm not trying to be like that. That's me trying to be a better person. So I want to man up on that and apologize to my brother for that mistake. I want to own up to that. But as far as this whole situation goes, he spoke up. He's about communist China. He said communist China is the reason why they're promoting racism in the United States of America in order to benefit their economy, and just trying to drag it into a political situation, even though he was contradicting himself, saying, I'm not trying to be political. But then again, he was trying to be political, trying to use LeBron in that sense. This dude is not worth being discussed. I told you guys before we started this stream, I really didn't feel like going into this dude, because this dude, he's not worth it. And I don't want to argue. I had people calling me up and texting me up on it yesterday about it. I said, man, let it go. That's what I told people yesterday. Let it go, man. It's just not worth rehashing anymore. We know what this dude is. We know what he's all about. We know what News Corp owns Fox News. That's Rupert Murdoch. And if you guys don't know who Rupert Murdoch is, He's from Australia. He tried to start. Well, he started a propaganda channel. He started a propaganda channel in Australia, and then he wanted to start one in the United States. And he got the help from Newt Gingrich back in the '90s. And of course, they changed the laws in order to allow him to start Fox. And then he tried to do the same thing in the UK and in Canada, and they passed laws stating that you couldn't spread propaganda in their countries as news. You have to tell the truth. So that, I'm not going to go into a whole long story about that, but man, just as a community, we all have to do better. I got to do better individually, and we need to do better as a collective. Man, we need to stand on something, bro. We need to stand on this. Tune out the NFL. Don't listen to people like this. Jason Whitlock is not the only kind of guy. Marcellus Wiley is like this. We also have other people like this within media who won't stand on anything. What's the brother again who works for Showtime Sports, where everybody tried to approach him? People tried to send him a message to speak up on it, and he refused to do. I forgot the brother's name. You know what I mean? If you're afraid to speak up on behalf of your people, man, and you got some dude racist right there working with you, when everybody knows this dude's out there saying racist stuff, you're not going to stand up for your people, man, then you need to be tuned out too. So it's a lot of folks like that. Either we're gonna get to the point where we're gonna stand on the code, and that may come at some point where you may have to tune out sports. I don't know if you're gonna have to tune out sports. You may have to tune out more than just football, or in the NFL at some point. You may have to tune out baseball at some point, or college football at some point. But whatever it is, I mean, it shouldn't come before your people, and that's the point. That's what Jing Truth is trying to get everybody to understand. None of this stuff should become before your people, man, before your family. You know what I mean? You got your family, then you got your people. I'm talking about Black people. We don't stand together, man. We divide and conquer, man. It's easy to divide and conquer us, man. It's easy. All you got to do is spread a little message or say something, spread a little bit of misinformation, and then we all buy into it, and then we all turn our backs on each other, man. And then we all start. I mean, like, look at this situation that's coming on now, man. You know what I mean? You just leave it alone, man. Let it go. The situation that happened yesterday, man. Let it go. Let it go. Do not resume this conversation. This should be the last time that this conversation even commences. When Fanon ends this stream, no one else should speak about it. I can't tell you what to do. I'm just telling you what I think should happen. So, I appreciate everybody that was on the panel today, everybody in the chat room, man, except you trolls. I don't appreciate you.
Yeah.
You suck.
C-Ron 777, dog. Seriously, man, I think the next time I see him, I'm going to throw you the fuck out. Okay? Dude, Junior the Truth ain't got to hold me accountable. Fuck you talking about, Junior? I don't have the ability to hold Junior the Truth accountable. Junior the Truth is his own fucking person. Junior the Truth got to hold Junior the Truth accountable. It ain't my job to run around and talk shit about what Junior the Truth doing. Junior the Truth didn't pay his rent on time. Let me tell everybody in the fucking world. No, it's not.
Junior don't need nobody to hold him accountable. Junior is one of the most accountable people out here. Period. So it's Fanon.
Hold on, Callie. Nobody's job to hold other people accountable. Your job is to keep yourself accountable. You take care of your kids. You take care of your job. You take care of your house. You take care of your business. It's not your job to tell everybody else to hold them accountable, to walk around and criticize other people because of shit they ain't doing. Dog, think about the shit you say. No, it's not. I am not my brother's keeper. I am my keeper. What's killing you? What you cracking up about, Junior?
Hey, man, these motherfuckers just keep walking into it, man.
Oh, yeah.
Walking into it.
Just right into there. But look, man, we're going to get out. Much love to everybody in the chat. We ran damn near a whole hour over. Thank you, guys. Hey, Callie, thank you so much, dude. Callie, let them know how to get in contact with you. Junior, give them some last words and tell them how to get in contact with you, dude.
Oh, go ahead, Junior. First, and I'll go after you.
Hey, man, for me, just catch me, Junior the Truth, everything. Please spell it out. JUNIORTHETRUTH. That's over all social media platforms. Come over to the YouTube channel every weekdays. That's Monday through Friday, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Come on over to the Punch Junkie Morning Show, man. We're there. We're going. Also, this is a shameless plug for now. I just launched a line of products for black male grooming products, man.
Beer shit?
Yeah. The Black Gent, yeah, the blackgent.com. So come check us out, man, over there. Salute to the family that's been supporting this part, man. Thank you. www.theblackgent.com, man. Come on in and check us out. What'd you say, Fanon?
I'm sorry. Say that I cut you off in the middle of the. Say how to get it again. Because
www.theblackgent.com. THEBLACKGENT. Theblackgent.com, and it is the Black Gentleman's Grooming Company, man. And that's it, man. We're up and rolling. Finally, this is the end of our second week of launch, man. The response has been tremendous. Salute to the family. Thank y'all. I love y'all so much, man. And I'll see y'all soon, family. Thanks, Fanon, for having me on, man. I love this. We gotta do this again, bro.
Yeah, you're welcome anytime, man. I'm really happy that you came. You happy that you came on. Callie, man, let them know I get in contact with you, man.
Yeah, man, you can find me at the Cali Limit Sports and Entertainment. Just the Cali Limit on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, man. Like I said before, man, just follow us. Just, man, continue to listen to Fanon. Fanon has been staying on boxing, but I appreciate the brothers very, man. He goes into issues on a more mental aspect. He actually that dives into the aspect and picks it apart at the bones, and I appreciate that about Fanon, man. I appreciate you, brother. Just want to let you know. Thanks for letting me come on, man. Anytime, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime and every time, dude. By the way, the dude's name that I was looking for with Alan Dershowitz and Norm Finkelstein. If you ever want to hear about like the Palestine-Israel like issue, all that shit.
I remember him.
Listen to Norm Finkelstein. That motherfucker is crazy. Hey, that's a hardcore dude right there, dog. But he can't get a job for shit because of what he said, man. And he's serious dude, man. But anyway, man, much love to everybody in the chat. Everybody in the super chat. We'll be back Monday with the regular show. Make sure you subscribe to Junior the Truth. He is the truth. Subscribe to Cali Enigma. You know Cali Enigma. With that, we out. Peace.
Salute, family. Thank you.
All right.
Thanks, Fanon. I appreciate it, bro.
It's good, man. We'll get back. We got to do it again, man.
Yes, indeed. Later.